Been having problems with YouTube for a while, as far as not wanting to let me stream to YouTube. I wonder if I pissed somebody off. Or if those jerks that came in and they're all like, "We're gonna report you for being racist." See now it's saying that everything's good on YouTube. Okay. All right. Let's see if we can get this thing going here. See what we're going to talk about, bitch about, do some kvetching, and some painting, hopefully. I've got a lot of stuff to paint. Let's see. Okay. I don't think I have any appointments today. So let's see. Right as I'm about to hit the hay, well, go to sleep, homie. You've been up all night. This ain't going nowhere. It'll be on multiple um, channels. Looking at these different War Duke models I've painted up. I like this one the best, I think. He's like in the action pose. Got a different shield though. His shield's more like a kite shield, whereas the original was definitely more of a round shield. But I'm that guy that uses War Duke in my campaign sometimes. Crafting gamer, what is up, homie? How you doing? Hope you're having a good Monday. So far, I am, but then again, I was very naughty this morning and just laid in bed. Not really what I should have been doing. So, then my wife finally came in and was like, "Hey, it's like late. You need to get up. You've got your show that you do today. Blah blah blah." And and I was like, "Yeah, you're right." She never gets tired of hearing me tell her she's right. That's just, you know, cost of doing business around here. I worked third shift for about 3 years at a Circle K one time. It was like I just got out of the army, and I really had no idea what I wanted to do other than like drink and party and shit. And so I know all about it, man. I tell you what, the hardest part was the Circle K I worked at third shift. Like we broke down the roller grill and everything at like midnight. And if we wanted anything, we're allowed to have it. And we're allowed to have all of the soft drinks we wanted. So man, I got unhealthy pretty quick there. It took me a while to get back into something resembling a shape because I was just, go in, eat a bunch of roller grill hot dogs. Well, not bunch, but eat a roller grill hot dog or two. But the thing that was really killing me was the soda all night, like 8 hour shift. I'm drinking like those 64-ounce big gulps. I'm drinking like 3 or 4 of those things, and even though at the time I was working out, I was still doing stuff. It was just like, it's like, this is killing me. I can feel it. I can literally feel myself dying. Well, that sucks. I deal with it all the time because of the fact that I order stuff from Etsy, and whenever that might arrive, that is just really up in the air a lot of times. Like right now, I've got one guy I'm talking to, and he's like, did your stuff arrive? And I'm like, according to USPS, they never even got it. You haven't given it to them yet. And he's like, oh, okay. And apparently because he's running his kind of business with other people. So he's all like, okay, let me check this shit out. And I'm like, okay, I'm being cool about it because George, it's Yorgie. Everybody loves Yorgie. Yorgie, these Uzbeks say that I can't get you to say 3 words. Otherwise, I will lose. You might lose, comrade. Yorgie, my car will not work. What is wrong with it? And he opens the hood and looks in it. He's like, oh, these Uzbeks have drank all the battery fluid out of my car. Apparently that was something the Canadians did as a comedy about like a Russian guy named Yorgie. And everybody in the whole village loved Yorgie because he didn't talk a whole lot, but he just fixed things. He just showed up and fixed things. And the main bad guys of the skit, of course, apparently, were the Uzbeks because they were always apparently drinking the battery fluid out of people's batteries and stuff. It was like, Yorgie would show up and he'd fix everything, then he'd leave. And everybody would just wave at him, and it'd be like, everybody loves Yorgie. Which, as I'm sure you know, is Russian for George. Yorgie. Because something I figured out a while back in my studies, the difference between East and West, and I've said this before, and I'm saying it again, and I apologize if you guys are like, God, shut up. Western Europe is based on Rome. Eastern Europe is based entirely on Greece. That's really the thing. That's what the cultural difference is. So even though Russia might have been settled by some Vikings mixed with Slavs, and additionally, there's literally like 100 ethnicities within the Russian Empire. A lot of their culture is informed by Greek culture because of the power of the Greek Orthodox Church in early Russia, starting around the 9th century, even before though, because like Saint Olga, the one that burned up all the people who killed her husband, she was the grandmother of Saint Vladimir the Great. So, the House of Rurik. So, yeah, there's a lot of, that's why no matter where you go in Eastern Europe, if they make an exclamation that they're really happy, they say Opa. Opa. That's, in America, we think Greeks. Opa. Let's shatter some freaking glasses and stuff on the ground and dance around and, eat tzatziki and whatever, right? But if you go to Russia and they're having a party, they'll be like, Opa. It's a universal word in Eastern Europe, pretty much, except maybe in Poland. but the Polish language is so jacked up. Polish is what happens when you take a Proto-Slavic language and then you mix it with like Scythian, which was a Proto-Turkic language, whatever the Scythians were. And then you end up with, a language with a lot of Z's and, weird ass shit going on. Like no Slavic language is like Polish. And I know I've told you guys this story before, but I was talking to this Polish girl once. We were just bullshitting around online about stuff. And she told me point blank that I was not Slav. And I'm like, what? She's like, you're not a Slav. I'm like, but my ancestry says that I am. She's like, no, you're a Viking. I'm like, why? She's like, because you're from Russia and Russians aren't really Slavs. They're Vikings. And I was like, damn, okay. All right. I mean, I ain't going to argue with you, lady. I mean, okay, then. I'm a Viking. Being a Viking school, too. So you're not going to hear a lot of complaints out of me about it, Which she wasn't wrong, though. Here's the thing. She wasn't wrong. According to my DNA, after German, if you combine all of the Scandinavian, like, Danish, Swedish, Norwegian together, that makes up kind of the second largest ethno group for me. German's the largest. And it don't even say German like the nation state of Germany. It says like Germanic. So, but, and of all the Vikings, I am mostly Norwegian. So, and then I've got my Rus blood. Anywho, I know I'm boring you guys to death. Let's see here. Yeah, man, that's a good omnibus, TCG. It's probably my second favorite omnibus from that setting. My favorite omnibus is the one about Malice and the Demon Blade. But TCG, you probably already know how biased I am about it because you probably remember, or maybe you don't, I don't know. But I used to play hardcore starting in like 3rd edition and going all the way up until they exploded the old world. I always played Dark Elves. I mean, I think the main reason I played Dark Elves in fantasy is the fact that beyond a shadow of a doubt, the Dark Elves are actually the good guys in fantasy between the elves. I guess maybe you could argue the Wood Elves, they're just kind of neutral. They're just hiding out in Lauren Forest or whatever. But the High Elves are definitely not the good guys. And it all goes back to them usurping the throne from Malakath and burning him up in the fire, the Phoenix Flame. But the Phoenix Flame isn't what burned him up. It was the High Elf wizards doing everything they can because they didn't trust Malakath. But the reality is, when it comes to being king of all the elves, Malakath was the rightful king. You know what I mean? And they screwed him over. So then he broke. So then after the war, they decided they would just sink Nagaron, which was the northern part of Ulthuan. And that's when he used his magic to raise the castles up, and they turned into the floating dark citadels or whatever they called them. And then he moved to Canada, basically. Because if you look at the map of the old world where the Dark Elves end up settled, that is definitely North America. And then they start, getting into wars with the lizard folk and everyone else. I got my black cherry sugar-free monster. I had to order this from Amazon. None of the stores around here carry it. I've got some wizards that need something on the end of their staves. I've got boxes of skeletons that I either never put together or they got broke or whatever. I'm thinking I'm going to put drill out and put some skeleton heads on top of some of their staves. That's what I'm thinking, I think that would be pretty good. Got my dark elf. Listen at me, dark elf. Anyway, though, Gotrek is one of the most interesting Warhammer characters of all time. Yeah, right. The old world. The old world where someone took some DMT and then tried to copy a map of the actual world. But they were so freaking tweaked on DMT, they were just like, I'll tell you what, I've got the old world Total War. Man, it pisses me off because it's like, it's not made for people with my play style. And that aggravates me a little bit because I want to take my time and slowly conquer everything. But in the setting of the game, as you do certain things, you get to do certain magical rituals. And even though I know I should be concentrating on doing the things to get the rituals done, I just spend so much time trying to just conquer the world. And then the High Elves win because they got the rituals done. And then I'm just like, boo, Now, I don't know. Maybe there's a way to turn that setting off to where it's like, no, you're fighting to the freaking bloody end over here, right? It's like, I unify the Dark Elf Empire, beat the shit out of the Skaven so that they never come up above ground again. Then I start effing around, beating the shit out of the Chaos Warriors in the north and the lizard idiots in the south. Then I'm doing whatever, and then the High Elves win. And it's just like, pisses me off, man. The old man power juice, Paul, you're not wrong. Yeah, exactly. Will it have long-term health effects? I don't intend to be around to find out. So yeah. So I've got my orc leader pretty much done. He needs all of the armor needs to wash, but there he kind of is. I know you guys won't be able to really see him, but there he kind of is, Just a big orc wearing a lot of chainmail, riding a boar. Now, my question, and I asked this before, and I don't know if we really got into it about it, is since orcs in Hyperborea are the offspring of humans that reproduced with a demon, then is it possible that the pigs could also be the offspring of pigs that reproduced with the demon? Which in my mind means that the pigs, while being ridden around by orcs, could have their own kind of evil intellect. You know what I mean? Which would make them a lot meaner than just, random pig orc captured and, beat into submission. Like, this pig is half demonic and is willingly out here serving the orcs. That's a lot scarier of a, insinuation, I guess. Bear, the Gen X GM. Let's see if I can click on the thing. Hello, Bear, the Gen X GM.
Hello, DM James.
Also the Gen X GM.
James Gang.
Well, we're a gang now.
Are we? I don't know, man.
Before I was solo, but then you showed up, so now.
Where's Shadow?
Shadow's mad at me, and I think you know that, by the way.
Is he mad at you? Like, I didn't know he was mad at you. I was like,
I don't think he's mad at me. I think at some point Shadow realized he was spending too much time hanging out with me on streams and not enough time dealing with his own stream. And he's still trying to get his stream up so that it could be monetized. So, no hard feelings at all, except I'll miss him. I'll miss him a lot.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
Because, I mean, he's a bro. What's up, Tim?
Not much. Just watching a weird video.
Did you die in Bubba's game last night?
Wasn't last night. It's tonight.
Oh, well, I'm hoping you don't die in Bubba's game tonight.
I don't think I will.
Yeah, that's famous last words.
Bubba did implement a new rule, probably because of me.
That's not good.
Yeah, it was one where if you get a net 20, if the enemy gets a net 20 on you, it'll damage your armor.
Yeah, there's a rule in a lot of games. I don't know if it's in Hyperborea, but it's in a lot of games where if someone gets a crit hit on you and you're carrying a shield, you can choose to have your shield be destroyed and avoid the entire crit.
Oh, the Sunder rule.
But then the shield is just destroyed. Yeah. So
last resort, it sounds like, because I like my shield. It's a plus 1 or 2 shield.
And that is the thing, is the Sunder rule works even if you're wearing a magic shield. You sacrifice that +1 or +2 shield, it's destroyed, but you don't take the crit.
Yeah.
I would say that's what you do when an ogre crit hits you and you've got like 2 hit points left, and just the strength bonus is going to be enough to kill you. So you're like, well, I really did like this +2 shield I've been carrying around, but
yeah.
Let's see. Crafting Gamer. I've always felt, unless you're talking something like Warhammer, where orc and the pig are literally the same thing, orcs can't tame animals. Yeah, in Hyperborea, and first off, before I even go off, TCG, have you read anything about Hyperborea? I'll let you answer that before I respond back with what's what. Because if you already know, then I don't want to waste your time re-going over shit you already know, It's like, I do enough of that. I don't know. Maybe I'll hit him up. I've got his phone number.
Hit him up, man. Tell him to get his ass over here and stop being a bitch.
Well, you got to remember, though, like, it's 3 o'clock here. It's noon there.
Yeah. His kid's in school. He doesn't have a job.
So we're going to stay home today and get high.
You would think, but no, not him.
What movie was that from, though?
I don't fucking know.
But there was the movie where the guy's like, you're unemployed, you got nowhere to go, nothing to do, so we're just going to get high, and the other guy's like, fine, because he'd never like smoked weed or something. And then of course, shenanigans, happen. Yeah, I got my phone over here for the first time in like a month. I know where it is. So TCG doesn't know. In Hyperborea, you know those devil pigs from like old school D&D, the demon swine or whatever they called them. They exist in Hyperborea, and they infiltrated worship or got worshipped by something with Pictish tribes, so ancient Scots, basically, right? And the offspring of a devil swine and a Pictish female or male, because is a pig-faced orc. And then the pig-faced orcs can reproduce and create more pig-faced orcs. So my thoughts are, but what if the devil swine, instead of taking the human form to knock up some Pictish woman, took the pig form and knocked up a pig? What would their offspring be like? Would they be like pig looking, but not quite, like half pig, half demon? Maybe a little meaner, a little smarter, Now, I have no answer to this because it's one of those things that they don't really get into. But yeah, Hyperborea explains why why orcs have pig faces. As a matter of fact, it explains pretty much why everything does everything. And that's why I'm so surprised that people who are so in love with AD&D haven't adopted Hyperborea, because it's basically like AD&D except better. And that's without even talking about the setting, which I find to be absolutely amazing. If you just look at the way the rules work, it's just better, Like in Hyperborea at level 1, you have your THAC0 chart. It never changes, because as you level up, depending on your class, you get a plus bonus to your fighting ability, right? So whatever your THAC0 is, you roll your die 20, add your fighting bonus, which includes a strength modifier or dex, if depending. And if you beat the number for the armor class, you hit. Instead of like in old school D&D, which was cool, every time you level up, you had to write down your new THAC0 if you're a fighter, Yeah. But see, the thing is, the demon swine somehow kind of got removed from D&D, and which is sad, because it was one of always my favorite bad guy monsters, because they're cannibals. They infiltrate villages and then set themselves up as butchers or whatever, right? They have a very powerful charm spell that's almost like no save, really, And when they take human forms, they generally appear as like these fat, corpulent, but big people, And but then they can take the form of a pig, a lot of times a white pig, which then that leads on to like the Amityville Horror kind of shit, where they said there was a white pig in that. Anyway, it gets really crazy, right? And yeah, so the question is, these orcs are riding these pigs. What if they're half brothers, really? Same dad, different mom. I think it works, honestly. I think it works. But I mean, it'll be up to me to say whether that's what's going on or not. But basically, in Hyperborea, on one of the coasts, there's a whole big ass city called Orcust, and it's ruled by the children of these demon swine that have, intermixed with Picts, a Pictish tribe. So instead of having your Conan type Picts running around with like stone and antler weapons and feathers in their hair, these guys decided to become pig-faced orcs. And they're super savage. They hate everyone. They're cannibals, and they worship literally demons. So yeah, I think a very cool way of doing it. you know, as far as why are there pig-faced dwarves? There are no goblins in Hyperborea. Just like there are no halflings, there are no
No dirty,
gnomes,
filthy, disgusting goblins.
there's no elves. And if there were elves, they wouldn't be good elves, they'd be bad elves. You know, like from mythology, when elves were not good, they, you know, would sneak into your house and steal your baby and shit like that. They wouldn't be Tolkien elves for sure. There are dwarves, but take it from me, you want to avoid them son of a bitches at all costs. Like the last thing you want to do is deal with dwarves, because they're twisted little monsters with a penchant for SA against anyone they capture. And they're also evil. They rise up out of the mountain as maggots, and then once they've crawled around enough, they transform like a butterfly into a twisted little dwarf. So, which is really the Scandinavian myth of it, you know. Again, dwarves as we know them, that's a Tolkien thing, you know. In Scandinavian myth, the Svert whatevers, or sometimes dwarf and Svart elf is used interchangeably. Sometimes they're called other things. They are never good. But you can bargain with them if you're a god to make them do shit, because guess what? You're Thor. They're twisted little, you know, dwarves. If they don't do what you tell them to do and make your wife some new hair, you start running amok on them. And yeah, because you know, most monsters, regardless of what they are not suicide bomber monsters. They don't want to die. And if they're in a situation where they know there's a really good chance that they could die, they're going to try not to die. Which is why orc hordes don't go out of their way to find the biggest human army, you know, in the realm and pick a fight with it. They raid villages that are way out in the middle of no freaking place, where they know they can go in and murder a bunch of civilians and do their things without worry of, you know, a bunch of human knights showing up and giving them the old what for, right? I mean, ultimately, and people can say, well, that's cowardly, but shit, that's the same thing the Vikings did. It's not like the Vikings would literally go somewhere and be like, all right, let's wait for the Saxons to call up the Fyrd. You know, we're going to have a good, clean fight straight up against, you know, the Saxons. The Vikings were like, no, fuck that. Avoid those Saxons at all costs. Raid a church or a small seaside village somewhere. And then before the Saxon army can show up, get the fuck out of Dodge, right? Like the Battle of, help me out, Bear, the Battle of the Bridge, Stanbrook Bridge, Stamford.
Sterling.
Yeah, that's when the Vikings thought they'd be slick.
Oh no, no. The Sterling Bridge is Robert the Bruce.
Okay, I'm talking about the bridge where the Vikings Canute went across from Norway.
Oh God, I have no idea. I'm not into this stuff as much as you guys are. Sorry.
Well, the Vikings thought they'd be slick, except the king of the Saxons met them there with his army.
Yeah.
And crushed the fuck out of them and drove them back to their ships. You know, like 2 of the 3 kings that were involved in the invasion got killed. Yeah, I mean, you know, but to be fair, Knut's brother told him, don't go to England. He had a dream before Knut left. And he said, look, I had a dream. Do not go. And they got caught at Stamford Bridge. And yeah, it went bad. Well, see, these pigs, as you can see from the orcs riding the pigs, they're not giant pigs. Let me tell you. They killed a pig in, I think it was Alabama, that weighed 900 pounds. That pig right there don't weigh 900 pounds. That's a little pig. That's kind of pig. That's about the size of a pig. Actually, the pigs we would butcher would be even bigger than that. You know what I mean? So these are just normal wild boar type pigs. They're not Lancashires or something. You think dwarves should ride pigs? I've got the miniatures of dwarves riding like mountain goats. So you got this dwarf and he's like all armored up and he's riding a mountain goat. It's like, what's up, Squirrel Hermit? How you doing, brother? That's Oathmark put out a whole box of miniatures of dwarves riding mountain goats. Like, you know, the really big ones, like they hunt in Colorado and I assume up in the mountains in Western Canada as well. Because the Rockies keep going, right? Up into Canada, into the Yukon and all that.
Yes.
I thought they did. I wasn't sure. My geography's not great about modern stuff. That's weird. Ask me where Anatolia is in a lot of those cities, though, and I can tell you, but it's like modern day. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, this is why we need Shadow here too.
What?
I can show him these new serpent people I got. That's right. If you say the magic words, you can tell they're not humans. Otherwise, they just rule everything. And their main goal is to eventually come up with a venom that can kill all mammals. Because, yeah, well, when everything went to shit, that's what their god Yig told them to do. Figure out a way to kill all the mammals. And of course, that's been thousands of years. They still haven't quite figured it out. Probably because King Cole and Conan keep fucking with them. You know what I mean? But yeah, the GW models, freaking Boar Boys. No, but my point, TCG, was just my brain going with, okay, so the demon swine reproduced with humans, but could it reproduce with orc or boars? Well, sows actually. And if it did, then you know what I mean? What would you get? Probably not something good, I'm thinking. Probably something bad, actually.
Where'd Timmy go?
I'm still here. Why?
He's playing one of his MOBO games.
Oh, that's it. There you go.
Which MOBO game are you playing, Timmy? Are you playing with your AI girlfriend or something?
No.
No? What, you run out of credits or something?
No, I don't play those games.
Oh, see, that's yeah. That's a better excuse than no. Because if you say no, then that means, well, maybe you do play those games though.
Yeah, I don't play mobile games. They're just kind of
They're rip-offs.
Yeah.
Because what they do is they try to get you to
they try to get you hooked in by letting you do a lot of things early on, then lock it behind
and then they
paywalls.
want you to pay a ton of money to keep playing. It's like, nah.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't give a shit. You know, it's really sad because you know who it's reaching out to is like really lonely guys.
Well,
that, you know, they got this AI girlfriend now that they can.
Talking about that, did you see what Britain's been using their money for?
Britain.
Yeah, the UK spent a lot of money making like apparently a little game for people to play that's supposed to warn you away from like extremism.
Oh, cool.
And well, the way they made it makes it where you want to be on the opposite end than they want you to be on. Because if you go the opposite end, you get like this hot goth girlfriend, and if you go the way they want you to go, you're not chastised by the government.
So get chastised by the government, but get a hot gothy girlfriend.
Yeah, or you lose the hot goth girlfriend, and you're on the okay list of the government.
Yeah, I don't think somebody thought things out.
No.
You know, somebody out there was like, "Oh no, dude, seriously, I swear, it's a great idea," and they didn't understand the power of a young man's, need to reproduce and the crazy shit a young man will do
Connor
for the
Tomlinson.
opportunity to even pretend to reproduce in a game.
Yeah.
Right?
Connor Tomlinson was playing it online, and it bugged out and gave him it gave him like a scene that it wasn't supposed to, because he was going with the lady, but it acted like he sided with the government on everything.
Maybe that was on purpose, though.
Maybe.
Maybe
Or
you
they
think
just,
we're
like-
playing the game, but they're like, nah, we're playing you.
Yeah.
In Soviet Russia, gameplay you. But yeah, I absolutely hate MOBA games and stuff like that. I miss the good old days where you had to go to a store and buy a box, and it came with like a little crystal case and a CD, and you literally had to load the game in and then put a code in, and then you could play the game. And those were good days.
Where you didn't even have to put a code in. You just put the disc in, and there it goes. You play it.
Yeah, those were good days, man.
Or cartridge. The good old cartridge.
Well, the cartridge, that's way early. That's when I'm like, 10, and I'm playing freaking River Raid by Atari,
I had the cartridge system when I was a kid too. The N64 was fun.
My mom, because she never did anything but spoil us, even though there was no way we probably could have afforded it. One year for Christmas, we got an Atari 2600. And it was like such a huge deal. I mean, but she was really strict. She only let us play the game like an hour
Now, there he goes.
There he goes.
a day. Came home from school and we finished our homework and everything, and we showed it to her and whatever. And me and Haas would play. Oh, connection. Fucking up. Of course.
This is not going to help with him, but this is one reason why I kind of want to upgrade my internet.
Oh, I heard you the whole.
Yep. Is he back?
So, yeah, I'm back.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it's like I never left. It is really weird. It's like,
Yeah, you were
connection
freezing
gone,
up.
but I could hear you perfectly. It's like,
You were freezing up, so.
yeah, I don't know. One of these days when I'm not lazy, I'm actually going to call and be like, look, guys, come on, man. This is getting ridiculous, right?
Yeah, I sadly have to swap companies if I want better internet myself.
Well, like Double D said when he was on, part of my problem is that I am broadcasting from a wireless router. And if I want no whatever at all, I need to run a direct.
Yeah, that probably would be best.
But then that would mean I would have to move the wireless router, and otherwise I'd have to have 120 feet of cord or some shit. I mean, they're within line of sight, so there's no wall or anything blocking. It's just
At one point, we actually had to basically run the wire under the house to get it to where I needed. Had to get a really long wire.
Right.
I couldn't even go Wi-Fi. I literally can't. My computer doesn't have a Wi-Fi.
Man, reminding me of those days when everybody built their houses like way up on blocks. The modern way, no one does that. But back in the old days, man, it was like every house was like that.
You say some houses don't have a crawl space under the house?
My house has 0 crawl space. The foundation is like 6 inches above the damn dirt.
Okay, then.
So if we ever got a big flood, my house would be flooded for sure.
But yeah, I remember, like, you know, playing GoldenEye or something else like that.
Oh, yeah.
Angering my brother using proximity mines.
Yeah, angering your brother because you're watching his screen instead of your screen, like little asshole.
I didn't. It's just like
Yeah.
I'd hide the mines in funny places, and he'd run into them.
Yeah, methinks the Dame dust protests too much. Boy, we'd play that game like 4-player, and it'd just be constant bitching about, are you looking at my screen? Don't look at my screen.
My brother was always angry because I'd use the proximity mines a lot, and he got so paranoid he'll walk into a place, then move back to see if it would set off the mine, and then he'd run back in, and it would blow up after he comes in the second time.
Well, how about those fucking suitcases that deployed machine guns?
Oh man!
Run out and drop one of those right at an intersection in a town, in between the tunnels, and then just take off. And if somebody was running up, the machine gun just.
I thought that was on Nightfire, not GoldenEye. I can't remember though.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure it might have been on GoldenEye, but pretty sure means I have no fucking clue on it.
I remember that in Nightfire, but I don't remember that in GoldenEye.
Well, I don't.
Yeah, that
care.
wasn't GoldenEye.
We are boring, poor fucking. I mean, Bear is over here just getting ready to fall asleep at his computer.
No, I'm writing.
Oh, well, then by all means, continue writing, my good sir.
Problem is none of the topics I would gladly join in, but sadly, the topics you are discussing aren't things I can comment or have a lot of interest in. So I'm just letting it like.
Which is why I just said, you know, we're boring, poor.
Not boring me. I'm just not going to be engaged with.
I don't even know what topics you're interested in.
Well, let's put it this way. When you find one, you know, I'll jump in and I'll perk up. Otherwise, don't worry about it.
Okay, well, I've got a thought.
What's your thought?
Well, you know how in Canada you got a lot of new Canadians from like the Indian subcontinent, right?
Uh-huh.
And you've dated like at least one of them.
Uh-huh.
And did she eat a lot of curry?
No.
Oh, because I was wondering if you dated like a girl from the subcontinent and she ate like tons of curry all the time, like if you went down on her, would it taste like curry?
I'm not even gonna.
I'm sitting here waiting to be educated.
No, I'm not gonna answer that.
Oh, is that too personal?
It's a bit over the line.
Over the line in which way?
I
Like,
was also raised to believe that you don't tell. A gentleman doesn't tell.
You know what? I respect that, actually.
It's not something you want to discuss. Especially for women. Like, that's a really big. Like, we don't give a shit if our balls smell. We don't care. We'll wash them. We're on our day. Your balls smell, honey. Oh, let me go take a shower. Done. You tell a woman her pussy smells, you've now done irreparable damage that she's going to obsess about for 6 months. And the dog agrees.
Somebody just knocked on my door. If it's solicitors, I'm getting ready to go tell them to fuck.
Bring your gun.
I am moving to get it. Yes, on the move. Solicitors, get
back in there. You don't listen. I said get back in there. The hell you doing, Timmy?
Nothing really.
Why aren't you talking?
Yeah, I don't know. Oh,
Promise not to make fun of you.
what?
I said I promise not to make fun of you.
You can make fun of me all you want.
Much.
I'm not thin-skinned. I don't care.
So I'm having. Do you ever play Adventures in Middle Earth?
Nope.
Okay, so it's a 5e Lord of the Rings game. It was put up by Cubicle 7, I think. It's really good. And they have
Fair.
a system in it which represents something about Lord of the Rings, which is the idea of corruption from the shadow, right? And you can be corrupted by stressful events, temptations, being exposed to the shadow, places that are corrupted by the shadow, and stuff like that, right? And then you can clean that away by going to, healing houses like Rivendell or whatever, or by, being in good, safe places and doing stuff that makes your soul feel good, like crafting or singing songs, or whatever the case may be, right? And it's a really neat system. And I'm trying to find a way to bring it to the Final Age game. And I'm just wondering, is it okay if it's just a saving throw, wisdom save versus the DC? And if not, you fail, well, pick up X amount of corruption. And then whenever you have as much corruption equal to your wisdom or not, maybe you got to do something. That's what they do. I think that's too much, though. I don't know.
I don't know. That does sound pretty interesting, though. It kind of makes me think of the whole sanity meter of Call of Cthulhu.
Well, that's the whole idea, right? So I'm using the sanity ideas as well. So I'm trying to find a way to blend them all together into one sort of overall thing about stress for characters. Because that's the thing. Final Age needs to be stressful for the characters. It needs to be something that they're not just like, tra la la, we're off into the woods to fight some monsters. You know what I mean? Like, it can't be like that. Yeah, the One Ring is the advanced version of Adventures in Middle Earth Squirrel. I just haven't picked up the One Ring 5e because it's too expensive. But I do have the 2 books for Adventures in Middle Earth. I have the Player's Guide and the Lore Master's Guide, and they're amazing. I just don't want it to be, horrific for them, but I don't want it to be too easy as well. So basically, the target numbers were the taint factor, whatever you want to call it. I don't think I'd call it taint factor, because that sounds like it's like taint balls, taint ass. But like the idea of the corruption value, taint, whatever you want to call it. 0 to 9, you don't even need to roll a save versus that. That shit just bothers you. You know what I mean? Like, there's a chill in here. This face peels. So 10 to 12, it's getting a little, you got to make a save, and it's getting a little hairy, right? 13 to 15, it's actively trying to corrupt you, or being exposed to it has a potential to corrupt you, so you definitely need to make a save. 16 to 18, we're now getting into like dark places, like this is a temple of an evil god, or this is a place where, something bad happened, or this monster is like from the abyss type of idea. And then 19 plus, let's say 22, 23 is your maximum. Now you're dealing with like, this is shit you weren't supposed to see. This is power still emanating directly from the abyss, stuff like that.
That sounds pretty interesting. Is there like do you have like a system for when you accumulate it? Maybe like if you ever seen the game Eternal Darkness, it has like a stress system in which it starts messing with you whenever you get so large. This is the idea,
right? Like you have to make your save on wisdom, and if you fail your save, you pick up corruption points, and then corruption points add up, and they actually become a penalty to your save. So like if you pick up like say 2 corruption points, right? Next time you encounter a corruption save, you got -2 on that thing, because those 2 corruption points are hanging around your neck like a little albatross. So the more of them you get, the more corruption you get, the harder it is to resist the corruption. but you can get it cleaned out. Now, one of the ways to get it cleaned out is to have greater restoration as a spell cast on you, but you can't in restoration. Greater restoration is a give me a
that was
second.
uh,
Well, it's a
fifth.
fifth level abjuration spell, right?
Yep.
You can't individually cast higher than
yeah,
a third level spell.
yeah, so you need like people chanting
So you
around you.
need
And,
3 third level spellcasters and the ritual to do greater restoration, which would take 3 days, right? Or maybe 3 hours. I haven't decided on that yet.
Yeah.
So now you got to get diamond dust worth 1,000 gold, right? Which is going to be consumed by the spell. You got to get the 3 wizards. So fourth, fifth. Yeah, you need 3 wizards who are all third level casters. They're all 5th level or higher. And then you got to set some time aside to them lock you down and try and clean the corruption out of you. Ultimately, you can find a safe space or a pure space, which are harder to find, and then go and rest there for downtime and take severe downtime. Downtime being a week or more, right?
Yeah.
And for each point of corruption you have using downtime, you get a save versus the 10 plus whatever your corruption level is. So let's say you had 8 points of corruption, your save is 18, right? That's the DC of your save. So for every week, you get 1 save, and if you make the save, you knock 1 point of corruption off. So the more corrupted you are, the longer you need to spend at the monastery type of,
yes.
you know.
Now, also, whenever you start getting corruption, have a little storytelling thing to it with it too. Like make it where they start hearing voices in their heads telling them to do
There's
things.
going to be a whole table of corruption effects.
Yes.
Basically, when you fail, like, so okay, first of all, the corruption will start to have a physical influence on you. So when you have more corruption than, let's say, your wisdom, okay, you actually have to roll on the physical manifestation of corruption. You know, like your eyes get a red color, or your skin takes on a yellow color, or maybe little bumps are starting to form, like stuff like that, right? Because there is a race. I did fuck that dog. I did tieflings in Final Age. They're called the Tainted. They're born corrupted, right? And everyone hates them, except for like some really, like, you know, whatever, out in the fringe places. But most civilized places, they see them and they want to kill them immediately because they fear they're a doorway for the scourge to get in. You know what I mean? And they are. That's the fun part. They actually are a doorway for the scourge to get in.
It also reminds me of like how RuneQuest has the chaos corruption type of stuff. You can actually be corrupted by chaos.
Yeah, that's something that I always felt D&D was missing, was the idea of, you know, you're out there doing all this stuff, encountering dark gods, and you're just immutable, untouchable. No.
Yeah.
Final Age, you're fucking touchable. You're very touchable. You're extremely touchable. It's gonna hurt. Lube up, because you're gonna get it in the bum.
It's certainly hitting a lot of really cool parts.
Corruption points affect alignment. I'm debating that right now, Shadow, because I'm going to be using my alignment, slightly alternative alignment system, which is like the fusion of the Palladium and D&D system. So like you have your alignment, and then you have the 10 points about behavior related to that alignment. So basically the question becomes, what does corruption shift your alignment to? Law to chaos, or does it have to go to neutrality first? It's a long, boring fucking process, right? So I think I would make it one of the corrupting effects, which is basically if you failed the save and you rolled on the corrupting effects table, one of them could be your alignment shifts. You know, and that could be bad, as it would shift you the next step closer to having an evil alignment. Doesn't matter law, neutrality, or chaos. Those are irrelevant. Good, neutrality, chaos, evil matter. And so if you're like lawful good and you shift, maybe you become lawful neutral. And then you get another shift, you become lawful evil. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of thing I would do with that. I don't think I'd do too much beyond that, but that would be good. That'd be good. I think the next thing I got to do this week is sit down and make my prospectus table of contents for what I need to cover, and then get to work on fleshing out each section one by one. I sound muffled. Well, it could be because I'm mumbling. That could be it. I'm kind of mumbling to myself, but let me check my sound settings. Yeah, this fucking thing always dropped that dog barking and everything drops my mic. You know what? I'm gonna do something that prevents that from happening as much. Give me a second. I don't like Hearn Master. Forgive me.
I don't know what that is.
Harn Master is the game used for Harn. The world of Harn. The setting of Harn. Anyway, is that better, not your echo? Do I sound less muffled to you now?
Sounds better for me. I can hear you clearly now.
Okay. Anyway, so that's what I'm working on. Last night I was working on blood magic, the idea of creating a specialized type of wizard called a sanguist. And the sanguist basically uses blood, their own or others, to do shit. So I was working on, because I'd written this up for BRP when I was going to do finally just BRP at one point. So I had a whole chart on how much blood points you get or how much energy you get, basically mana blood, vitae, it's vitae, you get for various types of sacrifices.
Sounds interesting.
Virgins being very valuable, children being extremely valuable as sacrifices.
Oh.
And I had people going, "Oh, you shouldn't do that. People are going to think it." I'm like, good. Let them hate it.
That wouldn't be the darkest thing I've seen in a game. So
exactly, but maybe let the pro clutchers and the fainting couch experts pearl clutch and faint a little bit. Maybe I'll get more attention. But I wanted to add that in, so I'm going to add that in. And my buddies, go ahead.
I could see my RuneQuest DM doing something like that. Wouldn't be completely out of the ordinary.
Fair.
I mean, what was it? There was we found like an old temple or a hiding area for a goddess of, let's say, not good things.
Okay.
Like it was hidden in
spoiled milk.
Like raping and
Jesus
and
Christ, just a passerby, for fuck's sake, man. Really? That's your question? What if you have hemophilia? Shut the fuck up. That's just ugh. That's ugh. Ew, brother. Ew. You're anemic. Shut up. Jesus Christ. See, this is why I don't like talking to role-playing people as a general rule. Because they're all fucking little comedy experts. You know what I mean? They're gonna make up these little situations. Go, what about this? What about that? That fuck no one in the world other than political pundits do I know love to play whataboutism as much as role players do, because they're always looking for some hook, some catch, or some way that they can break the system. It's like, you know what? The game's meant to be straightforward. You don't need to get into hemophilia. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ.
I don't think you're going to find a bunch of Alexis out there.
A bunch of Alexis? What do you mean?
Nicholas II's kid, Alexei.
Oh, I don't know.
He had that.
I'm not gonna get into that level of bullshit, dude. Come on, that's just crazy.
Is there any
virgins? Jesus Christ. I'm still just kind of like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, I mean, when you have time to think, I guess people think about weird things. I've been one to ask very specific weird questions about certain things. The DM, just so I could kind of game the system a little bit. Probably shouldn't though.
What do you mean?
I mean, trying to work how certain physics stuff works to probably work on an advantage or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was anymore because it's been a while.
1,942 is not a resident code. I explained.
You're dumb. I'm dumb. You're dumb. Your face is dumb.
Terms of service agreement. To unlock the door.
Any other cool mechanics you're thinking about putting in Final Age?
Independent contract. She legally identified herself as cleaning vendor, not a tenant. No
What a
resident.
bunch.
Authorized only for
What a
residents.
bunch. I'm sorry. I'm really distracted by what I'm hearing on James's shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Ignorance of a contract is
You're listening to me. That's what's wrong with you. Okay, fuck. I take zero responsibility for your shit, Dutch boy.
Sergeant prepared the board release in the digital log.
Oh boy.
We're lost. As a vendor, he said slowly.
Now I'm all alone. It's all because of you, passerby. It's your fault.
Furniture, I added. His inventory she's trying to steal. The room shifted. This was no longer civil, it was criminal.
Oh, you Squirrel Harbor. Right. You've done anything cool?
Victoria panicked. My parents froze. I moved forward with visual reality collapsing around them. You have 5 seconds.
That was loud.
Man said. Check her bag. I added. The yellow. Inside were clothes, stolen money, and a ruggedized cargo. The corner of the room. I was just borrowing it. It was in a biometric safe. I said. He forced it open. That drawer, I told the sergeant, contains encrypted threat assessments for diplomatic clients. Its theft constitutes industrial espionage. The officer reached for his cuffs. This is now a felony investigation. Vance said. Victoria was arrested on the spot. My mother lunged forward, screaming that I had set her up. You drove her here, I said coldly.
What the fuck is going on?
You're interfering with an arrest.
I have no clue. It's getting really loud,
Jesus Christ, that's fucking loud.
though. Yep.
Felony investigation. What the fuck?
Nope. I gotta go. I'll see ya.
Okay, thanks. Leave me with the crazy.
In business, when an investment only generates losses, you liquidate. I did. And for the first time, the return was peace.
That would be funny. Alexa, turn off the TV. You never know.
Tax expert at our new in-person locations. They can file your taxes for you and keep you updated every step.
You know.
So get your taxes done by a local TurboTax expert.
No, I'll be back in a second.
Well, happy Monday. It's good to see you all here. We have another busy week. When is it not a busy week here at the White House? As you all know, we'll be traveling to Michigan tomorrow. I know the president's really looking forward to it. He's going to give a speech at the Detroit Economic Club in addition to Ford factory in Dearborn, Michigan that produces F-150s. And my understanding is Ford is ramping up that manufacturing and also it'll be hiring more American workers at this facility thanks to President Trump's policy. So he'll be doing that tomorrow and talking about all of the great economic news, which I would be remiss if I did not point out to you all how mortgage rates falling below 6% for the first time in years. Thank you, NBC, for this very fair and honest headline. But this is the truth, and these are the facts thanks to President Trump's economic policy. So frankly, they're hard to deny. And then again, we have the Washington Examiner out this morning with gas prices. The national average has fallen to $2.79 per gallon for the first time in nearly 5 years. So these were two of the biggest pain points for the American people, as you all know, under the previous administration. Gas prices, mortgage rates, interest rates, all things that this administration is committed to see a fall in interest prices. Core inflation is at its lowest point in the past 5 years. So these economic policies are really coming to fruition. Now for 2026, we'll be seeing more tax cuts.
What the actual fuck is going on? Jesus Christ. I have no clue what's going on right now. It sounds like a fucking talk show showed up at their door.
thing for sure, the president made.
How y'all doing?
How is that in his job? As for whether or not Jerome Powell is a criminal, that's the answer the Department of Justice is going to have to find out. It looks like they intend to find that out.
Senator Tillis' proposition hold up all Fed documents until the legal matter with Jerome Powell is resolved. What does the president think of that?
I haven't spoken to the president about Senator Tillis' comments. I'll leave that to our legislative affairs shop to figure out, and I'll let the president speak on that himself. The president has made it quite clear.
I have no idea, just a passerby, what's going on anymore.
As have many in Congress, by the way, that interest rates should be lowered, and they should have been lowered a long time ago. He has, and he said that many times.
I don't know, man of war. Thanks. Blew up my eardrum, squirrel. It was great. Really appreciated that. Ba-dum-ba-dum-bump in my ears. That was fun. Let's do that again. Try calling him on his phone. You have his phone number, don't you?
Well, I think one thing President Trump is very good at is always keeping all of his options on the table. And airstrikes would be one of the many, many options that are on the table for the commander-in-chief. Diplomacy is always the first option for the president. He's told all of you last night that what you're hearing publicly from the Iranian regime is quite differently from the messages the administration is receiving privately. I think the president has an interest in exploring those messages. However, with that said, the president has shown he's unafraid to.
Sounds like a press conference.
It's necessary, and nobody knows that better than Iran.
Probably about Iran.
I understand that Steve Woodcock will continue to be a very important player in diplomacy with respect to our I think the last week has shown that the president made the right, realistic assessment of what needed to take place in Venezuela at this moment in time. And the interim authorities and Delcy Rodriguez and her team have been very cooperative with the United States and the president and his team, as evidenced by the massive energy deal that the president was able to cut with the interim authorities, their commitment to release Venezuelan political prisoners, which we also saw last week. So we've seen a great level of cooperation, and the president expects that to continue. I think right now it's still too soon to say. I don't want to set a deadline for the president.
There was a meeting this morning with Marco Rubio about Venezuela. We'll see it this week.
Sweet, tangy citrus. Indeed. Hotel. First check out to see what lots of people say about where you're planning to stay. Then join people to reach insights and party check.
I don't know what the fuck's going on, guys. Sorry, I'm not in charge of this show in the slightest, so I can't, I can't help right now. Sorry. I'm as much at this mercy as you all are.
Welcome to Ashfield Place. Let's take this job. From city block to one so fast.
I never did in my parents' house. Exactly part of the plan.
Every day is the same thing. This is crazy.
That's Thursdays.
So what's the deal with that old Victorian house? Talk to us. There have been whispers of fur. Who would move into a murder house?
I did see him in the woods. I'm not sure what he was up to. I did give him space. I was new.
In the woods.
I was moonbaking. Seems a lot of work. And I heard bombs.
Who says that? One from the suburbs disappears to thin air. He's hiding something.
I think we should investigate. I forget what Sherlock Holmes. I think it may be Sherlock Holmes. No, except for
You can't just break out. From a legal standpoint, we're not breaking in. Okay, we're walking into an unlocked house.
that's right. Choose us the question. That's across the street. Watch this. Well, it's not we need to be worried about. You know that from Black Chess?
Oh, no. What's happening?
Which one of us is the murderer?
So I'm cutting his mic when I talk. So basically, you're saying I should just keep talking so you guys don't have to listen to the TV. All right, cool. I will answer any and all questions about Final Age right now if anybody wants to ask them. I'm happy to answer them as best I can. And I will do my best to talk a lot so we don't hear the television bleeding in from James's side of the world. It's very loud, clearly. And I will keep talking like this. Cuts out. Does that help, Man Award? You feel better now? Let me know. I'll stop talking, see what happens. I heard James, so he's still alive. I'm often the voice of reason. Thank you very much, sir.
Wedding date is canceled. My mom texted. Your
But
brother's
Bear, jokes aside, do you have some ideas for a form of magic you haven't seen before in other fantasy RPGs? No. Why would, dude, everything's been done under the sun just to pass her by. I haven't got any great original ideas. Everything I have is a remix. It's just taking other ideas, putting them together in interesting ways. But I do have some great new magic systems for Final Age, including blood magic and spontaneous build-a-spells, which are really kind of fun. So, haha.
scheduled for flu season. So I said it was fine. Then I married my wife on that exact day anyway.
Any other questions? I mean, I could just keep babbling on and on and on until James wanders back in, I suppose. But at this point in time, it's starting to feel like he's going to be gone for a while. But I did hear him speak, so I presume he's still alive. And, you know, the media, you know, the FBI didn't show up, grab him and his wife, and just leave the TV on, I'm assuming. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. It could be anything, but yeah. I'm going to start singing soon at this point in time. Otherwise, I got nothing. So give me something to answer in the chat, please, even if it's annoying, so I can just go, "Rah, you're stupid," you know, and all that fun stuff. I mean, whatever. I don't know. Every now and then I have to take a break to, you know.
It's the Shadow Show, or the freaking
Dude, what the fuck was that?
the Bear Show. Oh, I'm not done.
Huh? You got to go now.
No, I got to go out again.
Okay. Well,
Just
can
like
we
a-
get? Can you make the screens a little bit weirder? Because I feel like I'm over here in the corner
A little
trying to
bit
keep people
weirder.
happy.
I can make you a little bit weirder.
Oh, that's okay. Thank you.
There you go.
There we go. Builder magic. So build a spell is the idea that you basically put together a series of effects you want, and that determines your spell DC. And I have a system for it. And it's really kind of cool and it's fun. So basically you don't have pre-memorized spells. You're doing spontaneous magic. You're making it up at the time. There's some people who hate me who are tuning in for James's show right now. We're just like, fuck. So there you go. That's the only thing I can answer you on that. Too late. He's gone, buddy. Sorry, Charlie. The hell time is my grocery order showing up at? I forget. Let's go to purchase history. 7 to 8 p.m. My grocery order shall be showing up. Reminds me somewhat of the sign magic in The Witcher. I don't know what that is, but I'll take your word for it. Man, it's fucking groceries are so expensive now. It's crazy. Fair enough.
I have a condo with actual matching furniture, and I buy groceries that don't come exclusively from the generic brand aisle.
But I do have chicken wings. So that'll be nice. That'll be a treat when they get here. The black company setting rules is a great system for a 3.5 rules. I don't play 3.5. I don't like the black company. So I like the first book. Once they got to the point where they were on the flying black pyramid, I was like, this isn't about a mercenary company anymore. This is now just fucked up, you know? So I tuned out.
But from the beginning, I noticed a difference.
But I recall liking the first book a lot.
No, she can't crash on our couch for 6 months. She needs to learn to pay rent. No, we're not co-signing her car.
Hey. Who the fuck's still watching? It says there's 7 viewers. Yeah, who's still here? I just see Just a Passerby and Squirrel Hermit talking every now and then. Manowar. Who are the other 4 people hanging out?
Which is very on brand for her. It said yes. Our rules.
Well, Iran's about to have a civil war of epic proportions, I think.
No, we contributed. So we get to invite
But I don't want to talk politics, so fuck you, Dutch boy.
parents offered to cover the rehearsal.
What's that fucking expression? Grailing? How's it? Grailing?
We found a
Grailing? That fucking Dutch expression?
big windows, exposed beams, the whole Pinterest and Dutch.
Grailing?
We booked it for a Saturday in June about
No, it's a place in Switzerland.
with the caterer.
The fuck is that term?
Of course, all
I'm not picking up the book and I'm not looking into the magic set. No, Shadow, I'm not. I've decided what I'm doing. I'm not looking for new ideas at this point. My magic is set. Now I'm working on the stuff that's makes the business of life effects in the game now.
student loans don't kill me first. Fund that shifted into wedding and future house. Once I refinanced, was a lot.
Burr. The fuck is that term I'm looking for?
I started dating a woman named
There is a term that I learned recently. Hang on. Can't find the fucking term. It's pissing me off.
Comments were full of finally. Even though they've been dating for 6 months, my parents were over the moon. We're so happy both our boys are settling down. Mom said, depth in her eyes. We'll have to figure out the timing so we can celebrate properly for both of you. I smiled. I had to vote for June 12th.
Gazlig. I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm pronouncing it wrong. Let me see if I can figure out how to pronounce this. Hang on. How to pronounce. Helsig. This is the word that I'm looking for. That word, but how do you pronounce that word? It says Gulsik or Helsig. Go. I can't pronounce it. How do you pronounce it? Yeah, it's fucking insane what's happening in our world right now, but that's not here nor there.
Well, maybe the venue would understand. You're a lawyer. You know how to talk to people. I pitched the bridge of my nose. Mom,
Gukillig?
they're about dates, money, and signatures. We agreed to June 12th.
Guselik?
So rigid sometimes.
Guselik.
Can't you
Guselik.
No,
Guselik. Guselik?
or a tiny revolution. No, I'm not going to ask venues and venues
Guselik.
we chose over a year ago because Ryan just
I don't know.
got quiet. Your brother
Oh my god, this fucking TV is so fucking loud. Jesus Christ.
happiness doesn't
Guselik.
have a good one, man.
Guselik. Guselik. Means quaint, cozy, nice. Guselik.
You know, it's like
Guselik. What the fuck was that, brother? That was insane.
I have no soliciting signs. They don't work.
Okay, but then it was like we were listening to a fucking press conference, and then it was just loud.
Well, here's the thing. It's like I have to admit that I have a really hard time being mean to people if they're being nice to me.
Mm-hmm.
So the guy was a handsome young black guy from Boston. He was talking his shit, and he was being super nice about shit. And even though a part of me wanted to be like, hey, you get the fuck off my property, right? I couldn't do it. I can't do it because
Hey, Holy Diver.
he's being nice to me. Hey, Holy Diver, what's up, bro? So this
Paul,
dude being nice.
Hang on. Hold that thought for a quick second. Paul, are you at work? Is that why you can't join us? Or is it because I'm here? Please let me know, and I will leave if you go. Just
No. Paul was on the air day. It has nothing to do with you.
Not when I was here. It was as soon as I left, he was on.
Because as soon as you left, he got done doing what he.
I'm just asking. I'm trying to find out what the situation is, sir. I'm not accusing.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to defend anybody. You two are grown men. You can do whatever the hell you want.
I'm just trying to figure out if there's a bone to be picked or if it's just timing. I'm just trying to find out answers, man. I'm not accusing.
A bone to be picked. That makes me feel like maybe making some ribs tonight.
No, I'm making chicken wings later. And I'm doing pulled pork in the slow cooker right now.
Those some bones to be picked right there, right?
I love.
Magazine. No, he wants to talk to me about my windows and sliding glass door, and whether I want new ones that are double paned and blah 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 blah. And I kid you not, I've got a big no soliciting sign. These guys ignore it. And usually if I go out and I don't like the guy immediately, I'm like, we're not interested, go away. But this guy, his dad's a firefighter up in Boston. We start bullshitting around. Next thing I know, I'm like thinking, we could hang out and have a beer, play some games, whatever, right? I'm like, I'm liking this kid, it's like, but I told him point blank, I was like, I make zero decisions about this. My wife and I will talk about it, but I cannot just tell you anything.
What was she watching?
My wife TV? Likes to let me pretend like I get the final word in shit, but honestly, I'm not sure if I actually do or if I'm just like tricked into thinking that I do.
What was she watching on TV that we were listening to?
Oh, I have no idea. She was in an important meeting earlier, so you wouldn't have heard. And you have to bear in mind, the wife is deaf in one ear.
That's probably why.
Yeah, she got into a little bit of a vehicular thing when she was very, very young, and it totally jacked up the hearing in one of her ears.
Makes sense.
So
yeah, we heard the press conference about Iran.
Oh God!
And then we heard something about fentanyl. It was weird. And then it sounded like a CSI show.
Fentanyl killed our homie Mac Miller.
Who's Mac Miller?
Mac Miller was like a YouTube rapper, but he was an up and comer. People loved him. You know what I mean?
Oh, no.
And he sent one of his friends out to get some pain meds because he had an effed up back. And what his buddy didn't know when he brought the pain meds back is it had been laced with fentanyl. And Mac Miller didn't know either. So he took the pain meds, the Vicodins or whatever it was, thinking, I'm going to take some of this shit and my effed up back is going to feel better. No, I just killed him.
So wait, so he was buying illegal pain meds?
Oh, of course he was. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, same thing with Kurt Cobain. That dude was buying illegal pain meds forever. And towards the end of the Nirvana run, him and Dave Grohl had a falling out because Kurt Cobain basically split his friend group up between those who do heroin and those who don't. And Dave Grohl, he'll drink an Old Milwaukee with you, but he ain't doing heroin. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even though him and Kurt Cobain had been such great friends in the beginning, he got put on the outside because he wouldn't do heroin and stuff.
Like you do.
And then Kurt, My opinion is he got murdered, but whatever.
Mine
But
too. A lot of
whatever.
other people's.
You know, it's whatever. And then Courtney Love put out an album that was all songs Kurt Cobain had written. And she had her 15 minutes of fame, the hooker.
She had more than 15. Fuck.
Gazelig, pronounced with a soft G. Gazelig.
Gusselik.
All right.
But they're Dutch. They get picky about how you pronounce things. So, you're never allowed to be wrong.
So, Jazzeluk. What is it, Jazzeluk?
It means like comfort, cozy, warm, nice, It's a way of life. Things can be Gusselik, it's situations can be Gusselik. It doesn't really have a direct translation into English. But it's a neat word, that's for sure.
My favorite word in a language that doesn't really translate to English is rodinia.
Rodinia, like the flower?
Well, in Russian, you have a rodinia, and it's not a flower. It's the place on earth where you feel most at home.
I don't have one of those.
It's like where your roots are. It's like where everything that made you is. Your rodinia.
Yeah, I don't have one of those.
So for me, my rodinia would be Kentucky.
Yeah, I don't have one of those.
Right. Well, I'm sorry for that, but it's basically where your roots are. So in World War II, it was not unreasonable to see like a T-34 with Za Rodinia written on the side in white paint, because it meant we're fighting for our roots. It's where you learn to ride a bike, or maybe kissed your first girl, or it's all that important shit when you're a little kid that made you. But for some reason, there's no word in English for that. It's like there's no concept for that in English. Now, we'll tell you this. I saw some cool stuff the other day involving Kentucky. The town of Bethel in Harlan County, where I don't even know if it still exists, but for the longest time, literally everyone in this town worshiped the devil. They even had a satanic church. And at some point in like the 50s and 60s, it had a population of 200 and something. So anyway, somebody did a YouTube story about shit I've been telling you guys. And you guys, I know, been looking at me like James is just superstitious. I'm like, I'm not. Some of these assholes came over like when my family came over, but they brought their old gods with them. Whereas my family brought Christ. They brought whatever European, whatever pagan god they believed in. And they're still there. They're still there. You know what I mean? And Bethel, yeah, there's like one road in, and they don't have electricity, so they provide electricity with generators, but they all worship Satan, the 100%, from the time they're born. Gezel is the first part of the word, which means companion. So do you know the song, Once I Had a Comrade? It's a World War I German song. Guy's singing about how he had this great kameraden, and they were really good friends, but his comrade died, in the trench. It's a very sad song. Like if you're a swamp German up in the Netherlands and stuff, do you listen to like Erica? Yeah, my family brought over saints and Jesus and Joseph and Mary. They brought over. I mean, if we actually lived in a Lovecraftian world, they brought over like Shub-Niggurath. you know, like the black goat of the wood and shit like that. But that's not real. But they brought over the whatever Lovecraft based that on. That's what they brought over, you know, like Magna Martyr and the Sibyl and all that shit. And I mean, people have went to study them. And supposedly they're super nice and open about what they're doing, but that's what they're doing. You know what I mean? And then there was another story. This one was in West Virginia about a whole satanic community, and the woman finally escaped. But when she had been a young kid, the little flower, yeah, called Erica. When she was a little kid, her mother had supposedly forced her to consume the flesh of a baby that had been sacrificed and shit like that. That was in West Virginia. I tell you, those mountains are full of weird shit. I'm not joking, man. I'm not just talking to be like, whatever, you know. Like I always say, when I go up the mountain and I'm armed to the freaking teeth, like I'm getting ready to try to invade Mogadishu or some shit, I'm not worried about the hairy man. I'm not worried about dog man or goblins or not. I'm looking out for other human beings that are on my land. And I'm like, why are you on my land? If we're not related, if we're related, I'm just like, what's up, guys? And, you know, my cousins would be like, yeah, we're hunting deer. I'm like, cool, man. Good luck. You know, but if it's some weirdos, they better exit the property quick or they're going to end up in my coal mine. You know what I mean? I have an old abandoned coal mine that got abandoned back in the 40s. I'm pretty sure I could chuck 100 bodies down there. They'd never find them. So, you know. And I honestly don't know if deleting Satanists is actually a sin. I think it might actually be a virtue.
I don't know. Seems like the rule was thou shalt not kill.
Yeah, that's the
It didn't seem like there was a lot of wiggle room on that one.
That is the translation of the original, thou shalt not commit murder upon the innocent.
Yeah, well,
there's a difference between killing and murder. Yeah, and yet I do call it home, Squirrel Hermit. Committing murder is killing innocent people. That right? Killing is like what you do in a war.
Okay. So the original translation is thou shalt not murder. Lo tisrat. Not of the innocent. Just you shall not murder.
And there's a big difference between killing and murder.
But murdering a Satanist is still murder.
Only if you think he's innocent.
No, it doesn't say anything about innocence. I just looked it up. The original Hebrew is you shall not murder. There's no qualification of innocence there.
Okay. Well, I would say it's not murder.
Well, then that's your choice to make, and God will sort you out when you get there.
Yeah, he'll be like, high five, bro. You're like David. You know?
Yeah, or maybe he won't be, because it's arrogant to presume you know the mind of
Or
God.
maybe he won't be, and I'll be like, oh shit, I effed up, and Bear was right. I'm a jackass.
It's okay. I'll be waiting for you at the Lake of Fire. I've got a condo. We can share space.
Well, I mean,
playing D&D at my Lake of Fire condo.
Yeah, but you know what the problem would be? If we did go to hell, and then we were like, fine, let's play D&D. I'm sure the devil would make it where like we rolled the worst roll for every freaking thing. So then we'd just be like, this sucks, man. I've rolled like 21s in a row. Come on, you know? But I guess it's not supposed to not suck. So, yeah, that's something that a lot of people in the West get flipped, that Christianity from the East does not. We do not view war as a negative thing at all. And neither did, you know, the early church. And my favorite psalm, though I don't know the numbers, blessed is the Lord who prepares my arm for battle. Blessed is the Lord who prepares my fingers for war. You know, I mean, what do you think he's talking about there? He's not talking about patty cakes. It's only in America after the Schofield Bible started getting whatever that they started pushing this pacifism amongst Christianity. But like in the old days, nah, Christians weren't pacifists.
Yeah, because Jesus never said turn the other cheek ever.
Turn the other cheek don't mean what you think it does.
Yes, it does. It means turn the other cheek to present the cheek that was unstruck to them so that they may strike it as well.
Yes, but when you turn the other cheek at somebody who smacked you, you force them to smack you as an equal.
Whatever, dude.
Yeah, there's
The
two
tr-
ways.
okay,
to smack
James,
somebody.
James. We were raised in different versions of Christianity, or you're embracing a different version of Christianity than when I was raised in. I would like to not have an ecumenical debate with you, if that's okay.
That's fine.
Because
you brought it up,
you,
homie.
No, you did. You were talking about murdering Satanists and throwing them down a coal mine. I did not bring up shit.
Yes, you
You like to
did.
do
You said,
this.
I'm sure God wouldn't be happy about that. And I said, maybe you would.
Well, gee, because we're talking about murder. What a crazy thing.
Well, I don't know. Elijah wiped out all the Baal worshippers and then got
my
tucked into
God.
heaven on a flaming chariot. Have you ever read Dante's
James,
Inferno?
I'm not doing this. I'm not doing
Dante's Inferno is very interesting, but he was mostly talking about his political enemies back in like Rome or Venice or wherever he was from. There was a lot of that there, yeah. I mean, if Bear and I are lucky and that were real, we go to the first level of hell, which is for the enlightened pagans. And then it'd just be like, it wouldn't be getting tortured nonstop. It'd be like just hanging out in the Elysian fields or whatever, you know. According to him, like Socrates and Aristotle and all those guys are there because they couldn't go to heaven. So he made them like a not so good heaven. And that's where they got to go because they weren't bad people. But it could be a D&D dungeon crawl. There's even the one part where you got to bribe like the manticore or whatever to fly you across a huge abyss to get you to the other part. And then you got to go through the city of iron and at what's it called? Dis, the iron gates of the city of Dis. And yeah. Now I always thought Dante's Inferno is pretty good, but what's his name's Paradise Lost, I always thought was better. Milton's Paradise Lost I always thought was better. Squirrel Hermit up in Ohio. What you cooking, Squirrel Hermit? Everyone else said what we was cooking. What you cooking, homie? Some pierogi, some cabbage? What you got going on up there? Little kielbasa with potato and cabbage? That'd be good, actually. Actually, anything with cabbage. I like pretty much everything with cabbage. I like cabbage with cabbage. Like just boil cabbage and then cut it up a little bit and put a little butter on it. Oh, yeah. Happy Monday to you, Daniel. Thanks for dropping in, bro. I hope your business and everything is doing great. And I hope you only do better during this new year. I pray. And Bear, I pray you remove your troops and return to Damascus unharmed.
Okay.
You know what that is. Come on.
No, and I don't, and I don't want to discuss it.
You never seen Kingdom of Heaven?
I didn't memorize it, sir. I saw the movie twice in my life. The original cut and the director's cut.
Director's cut's better.
Yes, it is. It was much better.
Well, damn, man. Am I not allowed to talk to you about stuff then? Are you being
No,
grumpy?
it's just no, dude. Okay, here's what you just did. You left us here listening to sound for 20 minutes where I had to entertain everybody in the thing. You came back once, didn't think to mute your mic so we wouldn't have to listen to the sound from the other room. Left again for another 10, 15 minutes. Came back and didn't even bother to apologize for it. Just acted like it was like, whatever, you know, and we were like, okay, fine. And then you started an argument with me about fucking religion, which you know I hate, which you know I hate arguing about.
I did not start an argument with you.
Oh my God. Okay, fine, whatever. And then you did this. You're acting like I'm the guy that did the wrong thing and you're fucking little angel.
No, I don't
not
think you
in this
did
case.
the wrong thing at all.
You're the fucking, you're doing your thing. You're doing
No,
your
no.
pokey
I'm
thing.
actually just asking you a question. I was quoting King Baldwin. The Leper King.
Yeah, okay, that's not the.
You could have been Saladin. He was pretty cool.
It's not the point. You know that's not the point, but that's fine.
You know what?
I've
I'm
seen
just
them.
painting miniatures then.
I've seen the movie twice. I like the director's cut. I thought it was very good. My favorite character in the whole film was actually Baldwin. I thought he was really well done. I really enjoyed Liam Neeson's character. I thought that was really well done too.
Mm-hmm.
So there you
Felt
go.
bad for the Viking though. Caught an arrow in the neck, like right off the bat. Jesus Christ, man.
That's what happens.
Yeah, I
That's
guess
all.
shit happens when people are shooting crossbows all over the place.
Kind of crazy.
Kind of crazy that this guy. I mean, he was still badass though, even with an arrow through his neck. He was still berserking out. I was like, that's cool. I pulled some avant-garde chairs. Yeah, I'm sorry, you guys. Barry's right. I pulled a freaking Pokemon. Just got up
Oh my
and walked
God.
away.
Oh my God! Did you just compare yourself to a thought? Wow.
Yeah, I pulled some thought maneuvering right there.
This shit has gotten deep, motherfuckers. Mark the day on the calendar.
Kel works with mashed potatoes.
Kale doesn't work with
There's an
anything. Kale's
Irish
disgusting.
There's an Irish dish called Kilcannon, and you basically boil the potatoes and cabbage together, and then you mash it all together,
Yeah,
and then
sounds
you
good.
serve it
Cabbage
with
is
like
nice.
gravy and butter.
I eat a lot of Napa cabbage. I use the leaves as bread.
Yeah.
So I can have some
And then there's
crunch in
another
my
thing you
fucking
can grow called Good King Henry. It's in the spinach family. And it looks kind of like a pretty thing you can grow in the yard, but it's perennial. So, you know, it'll just keep growing all the time. And you can go out and pick a bunch of it and bring it in the house and freaking wash it off real good and throw it in a frying pan with a little butter and
Wait,
spinach.
did he just call this Magegate? Is that what we're referring to? You and Shadow's tiff as Mage?
James, you pulled some avant-garde chair streaming the day after Magegate. Yeah, and Hungar actually called and left a message on Shadow's phone an hour ago.
I think Shadow's pissed, dude.
So I'm thinking Shadow's really pissed.
I think he's mad.
I think he's really mad. I think he's been really mad for a little while because I think that all the streams of Shadow being gay might have like broke him a little bit. Because he's not gay. But I mean, we all know he's not gay. So why
course
do
we
you
know.
care?
And I'm not into feet, but Cold Iron seems to think I'm into feet, so he keeps making feet memes about me.
Really? And I don't just stand on a street corner screaming Hyperborea all day, regardless
you
of what
don't.
you might think.
Bear, you were questioning the amount of people still here watching a chair and a Fox News article. I know. That was crazy.
Well, it wasn't Fox News. My wife doesn't watch that unless it was on YouTube.
Was her name Bondi or whatever? The press secretary for Trump. What's her fucking name?
The blonde chick?
Yeah,
I think it's Bondi.
Pam Bondi. Well, anyway, she was talking about Iran for sure because we could hear that.
Well, this whole business in Iran, man. Maybe the son of the old Shah will come back. I think
Could
he's
be
hiding out in Paris, right?
It could be interesting.
I mean, can you imagine living in a world like that where, like, see, my problem with it is if Iran were to become like some kind of republic or a monarchy that didn't hate everybody and finance terrorism and shit, then what would America do to justify some of the stupid shit we do? I don't know if I said that as well as I could, but you know what I mean?
I hear you.
Plus, Israel would just have to STFU because it'd be like, look, Iran is not doing anything anymore. They're just being their own little thing here, right? So
listen,
you guys need to calm the fuck down.
If the theocracy of Iran falls, and they do somehow get a better government over there and one that is Persian and not Arabic, I would hope they would go back to the pre-revolutionary style of their country, right?
Dude, I saw a thing last night when I was laying in bed in my underpants, bitching at
That's a
Shadow,
visual.
where apparently a crowd of these Persian demonstrators burnt down one of the major big mosques in Iran.
Wow.
I don't know if it was the Al Aqsa or whatever one. It was like one of the really big ones. They burnt that bitch to the ground. So whoever these people are, they're out here getting shot and rioting and shit. A lot of them are not huge fans of, you know.
No, I mean, so my Persian friends have explained to me the thing they hate most is that they're being forced to speak Arabic and they're being forced to follow an Arabic religion that is not theirs.
Right.
Most of them would rather be following Zoroastrianism.
That's right.
Which is-
Bring the
which
sacred
is
fires back, baby.
Yeah, that's a lot of them want that, and they don't like that Iran has become considered a Muslim terrorist nation. You know what I mean? But they're all over here because their families fled when the Shah, got deposed. They fled to North America to get the fuck away from what they knew was coming.
Yeah. And it worked out because some of them fled to England. And then a few years later, Freddie Mercury, whose real name was like Farouk something, got with Queen and put out a bunch of jams. And Freddie Mercury's dad was actually a Zoroastrian.
I think Freddie Mercury's family was already in England. I mean, the guy was born in 40.
Yeah, they were in England, but his dad was a worshiper of Ahura Mazda and all that.
Actually, he's from Tanzania. He's not even from like he might be Iranian or Persian, but their family, he was born in Tanzania.
There's a lot of that. Yeah, I had a nurse when I was in a hospital once. She was super cool, Iranian, about my age, maybe older. And we were talking about stuff, and she's like, "So you were in the war?" And I was like, "Yeah, I was in Iraq." And she's like, "Yeah, I fought Iraq too." And I was like, "Really? Were you in the military?" She's like, "Yeah, I was a nurse." She was in the Iranian military during the Iran-Iraq war. I was like, "Oh shit, respect, man." I mean,
You should throw the link up. It's been a while.
Yeah, I'll throw the link up. But I'll tell you one thing about Persian women. A lot of them are absolutely gorgeous.
Oh yeah, I've seen some beautiful.
They're
Persian.
absolutely gorgeous.
My friend Panthea was just.
And they're definitely not Arabs. They're the descendants of the Aryan tribes that migrated south from Central Asia.
Yeah, who had migrated north from India.
Maybe. I think they say the Celts
arc.
migrated from northern India, and the Celts were Dravidian people. And like the Aryan people were like from the central steppes, and then they migrated west and south, which is why like all the northern Indians are pale because, they had a bunch of proto-Ukrainians or whatever running amok.
Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, we're
We're getting into a very murky period of history where it's a lot of theory and not a lot of fact.
Right, because we're basing everything on some bones we dug up somewhere.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, look, there's chainmail here. Obviously, they must have been part of that other group that had chainmail. And it's like, or he traded for it. James, look it up first. You're all over the place. I don't even know what you're talking about. Oh, I have no problem with nationalism. I think everybody should be proud of their countries. Squirrel. I mean, you shouldn't invade them, though. I mean, you can be as nationalist as you want and stay within your borders. That's absolutely a thing you can do. In history, a lot of people haven't, though. They seem to be on the shit list. Saudi Arabia and either Qatar or Yemen or one of them, they've been like swapping shots for like a month now. So it's like, whatever.
I just like to think that if Iran falls, if the Muslim dictatorship in Iran falls, it may actually reduce the amount of funding going into radical Islamic terrorism, and that may give us a chance to actually calm shit down for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. If Iran becomes a cool country and decides to like join the Brotherhood of Nations, let's say, with trade and this, that, and the other thing, it literally would be a huge game changer. So have you seen all the memes of Marco Rubio?
No, what do you do now?
They have a meme of Marco Rubio dressed up like an Eskimo. And it's like Marco Rubio, future governor of Greenland. And then they got a meme of him dressed up like Fidel Castro. And it's like Marco Rubio, future presidente of Cuba. And it's like they just pick all these countries and they made Marco Rubio where they like put the uniform on him. Like they have one for Venezuela. He's wearing the thing with the stripes and all that. It's like Marco Rubio, military governor of Venezuela. And it's like all these countries, for some reason, someone on the internet decided they were going to make Marco Rubio the leader, like, and do memes about it. So Marco Rubio made a post where he denied the offer for him to coach the Miami Dolphins. And he said he was very honored by it, but he still feels like he's got a lot of work to do in the public service part of.
Did something change with Greenland like very recently, like in the last week or so? Because suddenly all of my Facebook feed is a bunch of Canadians bitching about Trump going to invade Greenland now, and I'm like, what the fuck happened in Greenland?
Greenland, like the people in Greenland, not the Danes. They're wanting to do meetings with America, like without the Danes. So the EU is freaking the fuck out. As a matter of fact, Sweden and Norway said, if we have to defend Greenland, we will help the Danes defend Greenland. And the Danes were all like, fuck you, Sweden. You scumbags. We hate you. And Norway, calm down. You know, it's like, but it's this whole thing like, what are they going to do? You know? So America is offering everyone in Greenland like a shit ton of greenbacks if they're willing to just be American. I mean, like a lot of money, right? But there was something, somebody said that Trump had drawn up plans for special forces units to invade Greenland. Why? We already have bases in Greenland with troops in those bases. It's like,
and the Pentagon already has active plans to invade every single fucking country on planet Earth. That if things get needy, they'll update, you know. But like, you guys have plans to invade Canada in the Pentagon,
dude. You know those nerds that used to play Avalon Hill war games and move the little square chits around? Yeah. They grew up and got jobs at the Pentagon.
Yeah, I know.
And that's all they do is play war games all day, except with real units and stuff, you know? And it's like, but you know what? We're not the only one. Maybe Canada hasn't got plans to invade other people because you guys are generally nice, but France has plans to nuke England. England has plans to nuke France.
We have exactly one game plan for all nations in the world. Do you want to know what it is?
Mind your business.
Oh, we're doing this? All right. And
no, I said, is that your plan?
No. This is the plan for This is the plan Canada has. The plan is we're doing this. All right, let's go fucking wild. Okay. And then we just lose our shit and go Canadian on you, you know?
Yeah, but see,
that's our plan.
I've got the perfect plan to beat that plan.
Uh-huh.
Trucks full of lager, good whiskey, and steaks, and maybe what else do we know Canadians are really weak against? Good donuts.
Okay, so here's the thing. 1, your donuts are shit. 2,
I said good donuts. We'll get Vietnamese donuts.
your steak has antibiotic aftertaste, which we can tell. Oh, James vanished. All right. We'll wait. Yeah, there we are. Your steak has antibiotic aftertaste, which is why we do fight so hard to keep your beef out of Canada, because it tastes like shit to us.
Mhm.
3, we're just going to steal your trucks of lager and whiskey, get drunk, and then burn down Washington again.
Nah, because we'll just keep flooding your country with whiskey.
We don't like your whiskey. Our whiskey's better.
Well, your whiskey's in America now, so we're going to send it back.
What, Seagram's? Yeah, send it back.
Or Royal Crown, I think. Crown Royal.
Crown Royal? Crown Royal, we don't give a fuck about Crown Royal.
Seagram's is good, though. Seagram's
Canadian Club, we give a shit about that.
Yeah,
Crown
that's
Royal,
good
whoop-de
stuff.
fuck. Whoop-de
Yeah,
fuck,
so
Crown
we're not
Royal.
going to fight with you guys. We're going to send a couple guys up with some trucks and be like, look here, eh? We got tons of beer and barbecue stuff.
So how is American beer like making love in a canoe? It's fucking close to water.
But we don't have to send American beer. We're America. We can get beer from anywhere in the fucking world. Anytime. We'll do some research and algorithms and figure out which beer is most effective against Canadians. And that's what we'll do.
As your guys are doing their research in their little computer bays, being all nerdy about things, someone's gonna go, What's that smell? Is someone barbecuing? Oh God, the building's on fire. The Canadians are drunk and they're here. Ah.
Fuck, at this point, there's as much of a chance that the Americans would run out and join you as not.
Half of you would.
So you know what I'm saying.
Half you'd be fucking painting.
If you think there's going to be a war
face.
between America and Canada, it would be the lamest fucking war in history.
I agree.
It'd be like, what?
Like, half of your people would come over and join our side, and a good third of our people would go join your side and just be like, well, what the fuck do we do now?
Drink.
And that's still the politest war in the history of the world. Canada versus Denmark over Hans Island.
Oh yeah, you guys leave each other whiskey, swap the flag out, take off.
We left them Canadian whiskey. They would then leave us schnapps.
Yeah, and that's how I say you handle the Canadians if something ever got bad, is you just like give them things and refuse to be mean. And if the Canadians come into your country wanting to be mean, just refuse to be mean. Be like, hey, welcome.
Yeah,
Would you
Maine
like
is not
some...
almost Canada. Minnesota is more fucking Canada than Maine is.
Minnesota is pretty Canadian.
No, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan is way more Canadian than Maine.
And should also belong to Wisconsin. I have no idea what the fuck they were doing there.
So I grew up down in the Maritime area, which is right next to Maine, right? And you know what no one in the Maritimes ever said in their lives? Yep. That fucking Maine thing. Yep. Yep. Oh, fuck. Yep. Christ. I remember the first time I read it in a Stephen King novel, I could hear it in the voice of tourists I'd met in my life from Maine. Just, yep.
Stephen King made me not like Maine.
Nah, that's fair.
It's like for most of my life, I was totally indifferent to Maine. When I thought Maine, I just thought, lobsters, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And then Stephen King got on X and started running his mouth, and I thought, I think I hate fucking Maine. Because if he came from Maine and he's that fucking dumb, then I kind of think I don't like Maine. Now, I might visit Maine one day and be like, take it back.
I've been there. It's beautiful. I like Maine.
I take it back. Maine's actually kind of awesome and shit, but
there are two places in the U.S. I could see myself living easily and without issue, and that would be Maine or Vermont.
Dude, you would fit right in Florida. You'd be here like a month. You would be like, it'd be like you had been born here.
I fucking hate that heat, though.
Yeah, me too. I fucking despise it.
It's disgusting.
But the people, because everyone in Florida comes from somewhere else, it's like they're like super accepting of everyone who comes from somewhere else. You talk to a guy and you're like, so where are you from, man? Detroit. Oh, where are you from? Kentucky. Cool. We're best friends now. Magegate. Oh man, I might need to talk to Cold Iron Oven and be like, "There you go, homie. You gotta make a meme about Magegate."
I want you to know how old and stupid I've become. 2 hours ago, I put my pork on in the slow cooker to turn into pulled pork. So, water, spices, mustard, the usual thing. Not doing barbecue, obviously.
Trying to get crazy, little apple cider.
No, don't just basic spices, water, mustard, and then later I'll put some hot sauce to zip it up once I pull it apart. It's been on low for 2 hours.
So it's still quivering in there. It's still oinking.
Yep.
Oink, 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 oink. Well,
So- Looks like it'll be something else for supper. Oh well.
down here in the South, we eat every part of the pig except the squill, as we say.
That's the squeal, the snout.
No, the noise they make, squeal. That's the only part of them we
gotcha.
don't eat.
Fair.
I mean, we eat the tail. Pigtail?
Yeah, they do here too. And the Italians put pig feet in their
We're having an
their
issue.
spaghetti sauce when they're making it.
Hanging out in Sheboygan.
What?
The internet was being dumb, but I was just talking shit to people, and like Flynn O'Neill said I had a stroke. I thought I had a stroke once, but it turned out it was that illness you can get sometimes, palsy or whatever. And I just had to go to the hospital, and they gave me some virals, and my face completely started working again. Man of War, Neighbor of the Beast. I am magnanimous. If I could only get 20% of America to accept me as their king and czar, I think we could make some real good changes here. Yeah, I had a belt. I woke up one day, and as the day went on, my face felt weirder and weirder until I turned to Haas because he was down. And I'm like, hey, man, does my face look okay? And he's like, I don't know. You look a little droopy. And I was like, I'm going to smile. Tell me what it looks like. And when I smiled, only one half smiled. The other half was like, bleh. And he's like, do you smell toast? And I'm like, no, but my face feels weird. He's like, yeah, go to the hospital. You might be having a stroke. Say my name backwards. Flynn O'Neill. I'm sorry. Flynn O'Neill makes way more sense in my brain than O'Neill Flynn. I mean, it's like your name is like a direct insult to the naming, the way you're supposed to name things in the Celtic, in Ireland, O is of. So you're like, so the way your name is spelled is of Neil Flynn. and that doesn't make a lot. That makes no sense actually. But Flynn O'Neill would be Flynn of the family of Neil. Makes perfect sense. And the O, the Mac, and the Mac, the O, the Mick, and the Mac, those all determine how close you are to the actual founder of the clan. O's are generally much closer than Macs or Micks. Like one of them's like grandson, and then one of them's just like, yeah, they're related. But O is like you're very closely related to the founder of the clan. So my family, one, I'm only 4% Irish, so yeah, I'm not ethnically closely related to anybody. And two, even with the name I have, it would just mean that I'm somehow distantly related to a Irish family named K. And so, because that's how it's supposed to be pronounced, K. And it means fire.
This girl is on fire.
Oh my God, why?
Why not? You still haven't fixed the screen, so why not?
No, I was waiting for you to bust out with I stay out too late. I go on too many dates. That's what people say. No, you're not Swifty.
Nope.
I just imagined everyone.
I have
Swifty.
never in my life knowingly heard a Taylor Swift song.
Well, you just
I may have heard one on the radio one day while I was in a restaurant and not realized it was her, but I have never literally never knowingly listened to a Taylor Swift song. Isn't that weird? That's weird.
Yeah, me neither. But it doesn't matter because now you did.
No, I heard you singing some nonsense at me. That's not hearing a Taylor Swift song. That's hearing James
Freaking
Caterwall.
out. Yeah.
James Caterwall.
Yeah, I am definitely. See, maybe if I'd been more Irish, I'd be a better singer.
No, I'm Irish and I suck.
Yeah, but you know what they say about the Irish being poets and
and having small dicks and all that other stuff. Yeah, they say a lot of stuff about the Irish. They like
that
the
is
shit on
through
the
the
Irish.
angry Irish inch.
Yep. They love it. Well, St. Patrick drove all the snakes out.
We didn't know it was those snakes, but hey, whatever.
Oh, the big cocks went to England.
Oh my God, that sounds like some British propaganda to me.
Yeah, maybe.
Pound for pound, silverback gorillas have like the smallest penis.
Good for them.
Yeah, like when they're fully erect, it's like an inch or two long.
Jesus.
Yeah. They got the strength and the look.
Hey, you know what? Let's go back to talking about the Old Testament because I don't really want to talk about gorilla cock if that's okay with you.
I'm just saying they got the cuteness and they got the smarts and the strength, but they gave up.
What's happening in 40K these days?
See, I know you're trying to change the subject when you do that. You're like, so 40K, how's that going?
How's that going? What's new?
I don't play
in
40K. I play
BattleTech. All right, what's new in 30K?
Same old. Bunch of freaking pissy guys with dad issues trying to destroy the universe. That's basically 30K.
Fair enough.
You have a bunch of names in your family where the first name starts with an O. That is 100% cool. I'm not trying to make fun of you. I'm just saying, according to your typical Irish naming convention, that is completely backwards. However,
why are PlayStation 5 so fucking expensive?
What is?
PlayStation 5s. Why are they so fucking expensive?
Right? That's why I don't play it. Too expensive.
Makes no sense. It's so expensive.
It's like, come on, Japan. What are you doing?
It's like still in Canada, PlayStation 5 digital edition, so it doesn't even have the disc drive on it, right? $600.
Jesus. Hasn't that thing been out like 2 years?
Yep.
It's not following the general rule for like electronics,
Nope.
you know? Because the general rule is you wait a couple of years and that shit's like half price. That's how computers work, man. Like whatever the state of the art laptop is right now, wait 2 years, you'll get it for $500, you know, because it's like,
Yep.
you know, but
I
for
don't
some
understand that. I
reason,
don't understand that at
PlayStation's
all.
just being dicks.
And I don't understand why. It's so weird.
I know that there are a lot of kids out there. I don't know if it's PlayStation or Xbox, and not just in America. This is like a worldwide thing where there are tons of kids that play FIFA or Madden. And like, not only do they buy the console to play, but then they pay shit tons of money buying these cards. And you open the card pack and it's got all these players from FIFA or whatever. And if you get like the super rare good one, you enter the code in and you can put him on your team.
Mm.
So you've got these guys that have already paid shit tons of money
Yeah.
just to have the thing, constantly dropping shit tons of money to buy players for their team. It's like that should be illegal, but you know, whatever. I miss the good old days when you just put the cartridge in and you ran around and you know, stabbed things with your Zelda sword and boomerang, and you know, and I'll tell you right now, I can't think of a single game that has come out that had better music than the original Zelda. I loved that music. It was so adventurous, you know. Dun, 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 you know, and you're running around. It's dangerous to go alone. Take
Yeah,
risks.
I never play. I didn't like Zelda. One for me.
Well, I mean,
I don't.
it
like
was a
that
good
type of
game, man. That's all I'm saying. It was a good
No,
game.
I know. I'm not. Did you hear me say it was a bad game? I
Nope.
did not.
I didn't hear you say anything of the sort.
The only one I ever played was the Ocarina of Time.
Oh, that was pretty good, except for the fairy.
Super
Listen,
Nintendo, whatever it was.
listen, listen. It's like, shut up, you little glowy bitch.
It drove me nuts.
It's like,
I
really,
liked
I'm
it.
tired of
I
hearing
played.
you.
I played Phantasy Star, and I played. There was another one of those Japanese top-down role-playing.
Ha, ha,
games I
ha.
played.
All our dudes are in your base.
All your base are belong to us.
All of your
But
base. are belong to us.
I never. Yeah, I saw that too, Paul. People are like, "What the fuck is the Steam people thinking? $1,000."
Oh, for the
telling you,
Steam
man.
Deck?
The Steam box, not the Steam Deck. The Steam box.
They're, I guess, hoping that there's a bunch of idiots out there that are willing to run out and buy it.
I think it's going to be a big turd for them.
And there probably are a bunch of idiots out there that are willing to run out and buy it. That's probably not, you know, beyond the realm of possibility. See, a while back, I'm not sure how much she paid for it, but I don't think it was that much. My wife bought me one of those mini NESs that had like 60 games on it.
Yeah.
So it had like Excite Bike. It has Zelda 1, Zelda 2, like Might and Magic 1 and
It's
2.
all ROMs. It's all ROMs.
Yeah, because the thing is like literally that big. You don't put a cartridge in. You just
No.
turn it on and play the game, man.
It's all ROMs.
And it's like awesome, you know. I can like play Excite Bike and lose, but it's still fun. I made a group up, and like the wife and I were sitting there playing Might and Magic, and she would like give me like, "Hey, we should go this way," and I'd be like, "Okay." So we were kind of playing together, you know what I mean? And The only other video game I think where we actually played the game together like that was the original Bloodlines.
Don't know what that is.
Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines.
No interest.
Yeah. Well, there was a part of the game where you had to go in this hotel and it was haunted. And like my wife really liked it. The whole scene was like, you know, every time it's like you always see something moving out of the corner of your eye and shit like that. And apparently somebody had took an axe and murdered their whole family in the hotel, and you know, and then, you know, whatever, you know. So it was kind of like the Overwatch, except you're a vampire trying to figure out what the hell's going on in this hotel, you know.
The Overlook.
The steamer. If they make it in Ohio, they'll call it the Cleveland steamer.
Yeah, it's the Overlook, not the Overwatch.
Oh, okay. Overlook. Okay. Bear,
Yeah.
I know you're from a country where people generally have higher morals than we do. Do you know what Cleveland steamer is?
Yes.
Okay.
And I know what a blumpy is, and I know what a rusty trombone is. And
Well, we already know you know about the rusty trombone. I remember you mentioned that the other day.
Yes, I know what a Cleveland steamer is.
Yeah.
Why?
I stay out too late. Dun, 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 dun. That must have played when I was freaking sleeping. And now I'm like sitting here being like, oh. Don't you hate when you get a song caught in your head, especially when it's one you don't like, but it's just like an earworm. It just stays, you know.
I have a way to fix that.
I usually what I do is I start thinking about Iron Butterfly and Agata Davida, and that takes care of it.
See, for most of humanity, it's just think of a Beatles song. Think of your favorite Beatles song, and it will knock the song stuck in your head out and replace it with a Beatles song. But, you know, that's okay because it's a Beatles song.
Here I stand, head in hand, back to the wall. If she's gone, I can't go on. Right? Hey, bear, you've got to hide your love away. I love that song. Hey, that's actually my only favorite Beatles song, honestly.
Mine's
I guess I like Norwegian Wood.
Actually, that's not true. Golden Slumber is my favorite.
Yeah, I'm not a huge Beatles fan. I respect what they did, but it's just not my thing. Like I said, I was more of a Stones kind of guy, you know. I was being edgy. I was like, yeah, you guys keep your Beatles. I'm listening to the Stones, and hey, get off my cloud and all that, you know.
What's the difference between the Rolling Stones and a Scotsman?
I don't know.
The Rolling Stones said, hey, you get off my cloud. The Scotsman says, hey, my cloud, get off my you.
Some guy comes on the television telling me more and more change, but he can't be a man because he doesn't smoke the same cigarettes as me. I said, hey.
That's how I know I haven't heard a Taylor Swift song, because of the massacre you're doing to a song you like by the Stones.
I massacre every song.
That's fair.
I am the song massacre.
Song assassin.
I am the owner. I own people. That's just what I do.
Cuckoo Cachoo.
That's a really old song from way back in the day. That was a meme song. But you could play it to people when you were playing games like with voice chat, and you could be like, "Hey noob, I'm totally like gonna own you because I own you. I own you like you're like somebody's mom trying to play the game. I own you, and you suck at every single game you try to play."
It's often amazing to me how much of the world's culture I missed out by not being a video game guy.
Yeah, you did, because that was a video game guy song for real. The owner. Like, and he even busts out into like a little bit of spoken part where he's like, "Look, I know you think someday like I won't own you, but I will, because that's what I do, because I'm the owner." And it's just like, what? And yeah, that was super popular about 20 years ago. It's a whole different time, though. That was back when people were concerned about, effing with people on Xbox Live and shit. You got to understand, You know what I'm saying? It's like, and then there was the other game, or the other video, Soccer Practice. You ever seen Soccer Practice? Oh my God. That's too bad.
I'm not one of the cool kids.
No, I guess not.
I will go and hang my head in shame as I check on my pork.
Nah, I wouldn't do that. You're doing all right. I mean, Uh-oh. Somebody trying to join us? Shadow and Son. About damn time. About damn time. How you doing, homie?
Excuse me?
I said, how you doing, homie?
You said about time. Yes, it's exactly the time I'm supposed to be here.
Because you're a wizard. And wizards are never late. They always show up exactly when they're mean to be.
Exactly. What? Whoa. No. Hit the wrong button. I almost fucking bailed.
How many times have I said Hyperborea before you got here, Andre? At least 100. I mean, Bear would have to back me up on that.
Well, since Bear's running the show, yeah. What does he have to say?
Yeah, Bear keeps, for some reason, being in charge of the show. And then he got mad at me because like a salesman came to the door. So I spent like 20 minutes out there talking to the salesman, and Bear had to run the show. And
okay. Couple things. Might and Magic was awesome. How did you play it?
I played Might and Magic 1 and 2. It's on. I have one of those little NESs that you don't put cartridges in. It's just
a hymn.
A hymn?
For an ahem. Shadow, first of all, hey man. Second of all, not running the show. Third of all, what he's leaving out is that he left. He left his mic live for 20 minutes. We sat here listening to whatever show his wife was watching on TV, his dog barking. Then he came back, didn't bother to mute his mic, and left for another 20 minutes. Then when he came back from that, didn't have the wherewithal to say, hey, sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
Well, that's because I expected that I didn't have to apologize, because you probably had them even more entertained than I ever would.
We couldn't hear. If I wasn't talking, the sound of the TV was drowning us all out.
I told you.
So what was it you guys were listening to? What show?
Fox, some news show apparently.
Oh,
we heard the press secretary's conference, and then we heard there was something going on with fentanyl and criminals. It was weird.
Nice.
It was weird.
Yeah, I played Might and Magic on the Sega Master System, but I didn't play that alone. We had a mapper. We had a book guy. We had someone on the controller and someone handing out party favors.
I had a Sega Master System. So when all this stuff was hitting in the late 80s, 88 era, where it was getting really popular, I bought a Master System because I thought it was cool, and all my friends bought Nintendos. So we couldn't swap games. So a year later, I had to buy a fucking Nintendo. You know what I mean?
Master System was awesome. A great game that a lot of people probably, here I go again, was Fantasy Star. It had
I mentioned this earlier.
Yep.
Great game,
he
right?
said he played it.
I played it.
the dungeon 3D thing,
Yeah, it was
the
neat. It was very
music,
neat, but
even the
it broke me.
story.
All of that shit broke me with JRPGs. I don't like computer RPGs.
Here I go again on my own.
We had the same thing game. We had the same lineup of 4 people playing it. One person, is running the controller, but we absolutely had to have a mapper with that game. Dungeons. The guy who was going through the book or our notes or whatever, and our waitress who was mixing drinks, etc. Really, really good times.
Doc's off work.
Offline, I'll
Doc
tell you
here?
about this party favor called a cocktail.
Hey, there he is. Fucking rights.
Hey, what's up?
So,
Hey,
Shadow,
yeah, I had to go pick somebody
if
up.
I made you mad, I'm sorry.
Not mad at all. No, it would take something like coming to my door, kind of. You know what I mean?
Well, no, I just want you to know they're calling it MageGate.
In
And
the words of one of my new favorite characters, how did he put it? Suck my fat one. Don't give 2 shits. You got something to say? I'm going to take a line from Shauner. Make a video. Or
they accused me of being Shauner. They said, that video you did had some paint tints of Shauner.
I will take some credit for that because I did invoke the name of the great one a couple of times last week, and he probably, since it was your stream, came into your sphere of influence. But
That would be funny. His like ghost is like possessing YouTubers now, making them go all crazy and attack you.
I can't wait to see George. George, if you're out there, please, I will pay money for a picture, an AI picture of Shauner like standing and hovering over DM James. Remember that image I put up for that video?
Yeah, I'm at the computer all typing, and Shauner's behind me, just being like,
If you guys remember, I did that video last week or the week before of me with the blue light doing the magic shit. Oh my god! If you could do that, I've got ones of dollars. I'll pay you for it. Cashier's check if you like. No electronic transfers. Sorry, I don't do that, except in the most direst of circumstances.
well, that's what I get for watching you and Omenow argue for 2 hours.
Well, later on we can discuss that because you actually kind of made my point for me in a way you probably don't realize. And we were both because my ears are going bad. I keep getting shit from my son about it, and I missed the first sentence of your discussion, and therefore my responses were thinking you were saying something else. But
when I clarified, I said I was talking about in Hyperborea,
and
which
again,
I consider a fair thing because it's based on OD&D and Chainmail.
And my simple response is no, it's the other way around, not your echo. Especially thanks to our dealings last month, but that's another topic for another day. Hyperborea went and tried to fix some of my
Shadow wires money to the cartels. Wow. Shadow, why are you always the villain, man?
I do wear black as a warning, so let it be known.
Yes, right.
But hey, check it out. I want you guys' opinion, man. A couple things. You know how you and I are always ordering shit so we get that dopamine high. I actually do it because of another reason. in addition to that, because I'm not gonna say I don't do that, but I got this book, and you guys all know I'm a huge fan of a couple of things. One being Gray Mouser, Fafford and Gray Mouser, and Howard Chaykin's work. So I got this book.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great adaptation of the Gray Mouser and Fafford stories. But this is the second copy of this book I got.
Is that a comic book?
Yeah, it's a graphic novel.
Wow.
The first copy I got, I had actually ordered a different book in the series because I wanted the specific book with that specific cover. They sent me this book instead. Okay, kind of pissed off about that, right? So I dealt with that weeks ago. Then I ordered this book because I needed this. I ordered, another one of the books in the series, and I got this book again. So twice, two different eBay sellers sent me this book instead of the one I wanted. How pissed would you be?
I'd be a little pissed.
Yeah, I'd be a little upset. It's
Okay.
like, come on, guys.
And,
Are they
so
advertising the other book, but then
Yeah,
sending you that one?
but isn't it weird that two different book companies can make the exact same mistake?
Maybe it's the same company with different names.
Yeah,
Maybe it's
kind
not
of.
very
It
possible.
rattled through my head that maybe that was the case. Then I ordered this book. You guys probably remember it because it's one of the Dungeons and Dragons Endless Quest books.
Is that which one is that? Light on? Yeah,
Ghost
yeah, I have that.
I didn't, and I wanted it because I'm running Barrels of Borderlands, which is a very Gamma World thing, and I wanted it, to read it, to get a little inspiration, because it also has that, that first level thing where you have to go save the village or go on a rite of passage, which kind of justifies your being as weak and pitiful as your characters are, and it's also a choose your own adventure kind of thing. So you're not going to be some big badass warlord going on a choose your own adventure. Dude, this thing reeks of freaking mold. I'm probably going to have to toss it. And
Let it out in the sun.
okay, how about that? Can you see
Yeah,
all
let it
that?
out in the sun. Sunlight kills everything.
Yeah, but I mean, for posterity's sake, this is a shitty copy. If it wasn't for the mold, I'd be perfectly happy. But up close,
Right.
look at that shit. It's fucking nasty. It's fucking just like, what the fuck, dude? And it said, like new, like like new where? The Philippines? Come on, this is just shit. And I was really looking forward to reading this and going through.
Shadow's got to bring the Filipinas up in this.
Well, I mean, it's a very damp environment and really awful for books. With the monsoon season being 13 months long, etc. So, yeah, not happy. I am happy though that my camera is fucking working. For about 5 days, this laptop has not wanted to use my camera properly. And I think I had to adjust it down to 480p or some shit. I think that's what did it.
Yeah.
But it would keep freezing, and you can't really, if you're going to run a game online, you have to have your camera going. The rest of the party, they don't have to have their camera, but they need to see the Dungeon Master, and they have to see his face, right?
Hey, Doc, can I ask you a question about your game?
Oh, certainly.
Why do you insist on making our heads so small so we can't see each other's faces as we're role playing together?
Oh, I'm still playing. That's like how it defaults. If I
Yeah,
use
but how about
any
this?
other-
Look, hey, here's the map. You see it? Okay, now it's gone. Now our heads are back. You just leave an image up there for 30 minutes. It's crazy.
I can try doing that. Yeah. Well, the thing is, when I set up,
especially
beforehand-
because what's his name? Atmos uses a V-tube, and its little mouth moves, but it's really hard to see if his mouth is moving sometimes.
Yeah, I'm going to try that for the next one. The way I've been doing it, because I set up all the images beforehand, and then I just I set up the page with that. And with 6 people on, a lot of the options won't work because it'll just take someone off. But so I'm going to try doing that, just switching back and forth between a full page of people and just flashing the stuff.
Yeah, maybe I'm crazy. Look, they played 17 sessions that way, and they all seem happy with it. So maybe I'm the asshole.
No, I was been thinking about that myself.
Wait a
because the image is pretty small too, and
You're
hard to see.
shitting.
So I'm thinking about just switching back and
Who's
forth.
shitting you?
Hang on, Shadow just discovered the portal to Narnia. What's up, Shadow?
Okay. Previous conversation, I told you about the ordering books, blah 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 blah. Well, this book and then this book both got today, same book company. They got this order right, but not this one. So I'm gonna have to really get up in their shit about it. Yeah, I know it's a freaking Stranger Things kind of BX clone.
You're such a dork.
I am. I wear that as a badge of honor.
It's a badge of honor. I'm a dork. I'm a super
Yeah.
dork.
I'm sorry, is that plural demogorgons? Because as I understand from the Monsters Manual, that is a unique creature, sir.
Well, unless you're playing a Stranger Things.
Also, point of procedure on the wording that you have chosen there, sir. I believe it would be Demogorgon. Demogorgon.
Fuck. That took a couple of
Demogorgon. Demogorgon. That's
well played, sir. Well
Shadows,
played, sir. Sure,
or-
your destroyed brain cells will.
Friggin' Doc's like, I'm out.
Right.
No, Doc, you Doc and Restream don't get along.
That's a pretty nice picture. What do you guys think? Hold on. Ooh,
Can't see it.
Yeah, I know, because I can't figure out
That's
where
not
the
bad.
Yeah.
Want to see where
That's
the
a
next
pretty
picture?
hot demogorgon you got there.
As Demogorgon go, that's a pretty hot one. That is true.
And yes, Mike Mignola is awesome. Fafford and Grey Master are awesome. Paul, thanks for noticing.
She might only be pot
Insanely
demogorgon.
good. No, it's still gay. Anyway, there you go. Since Shadow's showing off art, I'm going to show off this picture. James, you have to punch it up though, so everyone can see it. This just went up on my Patreon.
Nice.
Yes, this is the Knights of Vance. They are the secret good guys of the Final Age.
Well, that makes sense, but there's only one thing you need to do.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
The fat human,
Uh-huh.
you need to give him like Jerry curls and make him look like Fat Vance.
No,
That would be hilarious, though.
no.
Are you in fact fans of Vance's work, or is that just a name you just chose out of random?
No, I specifically chose the name of Vance as the city of the free lands, based on Jack Vance as a fucking inspiration on D&D, since the free lands are meant to be the only place in the Final Age that is still vanilla D&D and safe and all that kind of shit. So the city is called Vance, and instead of calling them the Harpers or the whatevers, the Knights of Mithranor, I called them the Knights of Vance because the original wizard who created the Freelands after the fall was named Vance.
Nice. I'm
Vance can't dance though, but he'll steal your money.
See, that sucks because I totally thought it was like having something to do with JD Vance.
Why the fuck would I have something in Final Age
that is
I created in 2009 have anything to fuck to do with JD Vance?
No, that would be
Maybe
hysterical.
you're
Have
right.
him get pulled over in a ghost storm and like take over a kingdom.
That's
No.
an incredible leap there, James. Wow. And I thought I was. Oh wow.
That's
Oh,
what
I
I
was
said.
in my
You
mind.
need to get the Fat Vance meme and put it,
Or better yet, have Trump come over and become king.
Oh
Look,
my
we're,
God.
we're going to deal with the ghost storm.
I could leave now instead that you have other people to keep you company. I don't feel bad for you anymore, old man. Just
Oh
saying.
my goodness.
Just saying, you old fuck. I mean, James.
That
You're
is such a
older-
leap.
You're older than I am.
Doesn't change the fact that you're an old fuck.
True.
Which is
That's
weird
the
because
leap.
he's probably the youngest and looks the oldest.
It's the beard.
I have a
The Bears.
Yeah, it's
Tough
not the
years.
years, it's the mileage. To
It's not the mileage, it's the
to quote
motor.
some of my biker friends I used to hang out with. I don't hang out with them anymore because apparently the outlaws are like bad guys now.
Bear, you were saying you were about missing out on culture via video games. Exhibit 1. Oh, I know about JD Vance, and I know about Fat Vance, and I know about Just Dance Vance, and I know all that shit. Has nothing to do with video games. What are you talking about? What the hell are you talking about, Man of War? You're confusing me. All I'm saying is that this guy, he says things, I don't know what they mean.
I need to figure out some kind of new lighting situation.
His best role was that parrot.
Iago.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever heard him speak normally? I heard a radio interview he did where he just did his normal voice. It was like completely like
Normal-ish.
Like a normal guy.
no,
It
it
was
was
similar.
totally yeah. He sounded like an accountant. Yeah, he just sounded like a totally normal guy
Yeah.
when he wasn't doing that. There's this hysterical thing. He was doing some roast or something, and he was doing a skit, and he was bombing really bad. So he decided to launch into the Aristocrats. And it was this whole room full of comedians, and they were all just like dying. I don't understand why they all think this is like this joke is so hugely funny. It's some kind
Because
of
it's all about how long you can keep it going and how you can maintain a straight face and how disgusting you can make it. Like that's the secret to the Aristocrats joke, right? So comedians love it because to see how long you can keep a straight face while you are stringing together the most outlandish fucking concepts you can think of involving debauchery and a family and all this kind of shit. That just tickles their asses all like a fucking tickles their pickle, as they say.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You don't know the story of the Aristocrats?
The cartoon, I saw it once upon a time.
No, not the Aristocats. That's Disney.
Okay.
Or maybe it's not Disney, but whatever it is. The Aristocrats is a joke. They even made a movie about it, where basically this guy goes in to an agent's office and he's explaining that he's got this family act he does for the circus. And, oh yeah, what does your family do? Well, and then he starts to explain the act. And the act itself is up to the individual comedian to describe, right? But it's the most debauched, insane, psychotic shit they can think of, and they keep it going as long as possible. And then the kicker of the joke is, okay, what do you call this group? This act? The Aristocrats. The idea was like nothing they did was aristocratic. You know what I mean? But that's the point of the joke. There's a whole movie about it, dude. There's a documentary about it. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's some kind of weird in thing with comedians.
Really is, yeah.
Gotcha.
It stinks.
Never heard of it.
Oh well. I'm negative on video game. You're negative on pop culture. What can we do with you?
Yeah, he needs to catch up on the pop music.
Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Pop music, pop music.
Have you
Was
guys
that
any
Falco
idea?
who did that?
No.
No, that was Gary Newman.
It wasn't Gary Newman, was it?
Absolutely.
Pop
Talk
music is
about
M. It's
Pop
a band
music.
called
The
M.
band was called M. I don't know.
Really?
I
It
don't know what the
wasn't
fuck
Gary
you
Newman?
two were talking about. It wasn't Gary Newman. It wasn't
Really?
Falco. There's a band called M.
Mhm.
And it's not even a band. It's like a guy doing
Yep.
a DJ thing. New York, London, Paris, Munich. Everybody talk about pop music. Like that's how it goes, right?
And it was all
Miles?
electronic.
I'm more familiar with the Dr. Demento version.
Oh,
See,
Jesus
you
Christ.
see this? That's right. I keep him near me, and I look at him, and I think of Bear.
I heard he was
There.
actually like a professor at some university. Dr. Demento, that was like his day job, and he just did the radio show at night. He
Would
was like
be.
some classical music theory, like professor at some like university, and he just like did that at night.
Can we address why the fuck you think a statue of Dr. Evil makes you think of me?
You're both bald.
What?
What's up, Squirrel?
You're both bald
That's it? That's the only connective tissue?
and Canadian.
That's it?
And if there's
There
one
was
thing
something
I've
deeper,
learned
did
from
you?
reading my 30K books, the bald guy is always evil. Always.
He's got us there.
Never trust the bald guy.
I don't know.
Horse is bald. Lorgar is bald. Airbus is bought. Like literally almost all the
There's,
trailers.
there's
are bought.
really nothing as exhilarating as a shorn scrotum.
Yeah. And then we would make meat helmets.
That expression, just those words together, just made me like cringe.
What is that fucking line? Hang on, I gotta find the quote because it's too fucking good. Hang on, it's a great quote. Was it fuck? How does that fucking line? My father would womanize. He would drink. He would make outrageous claims like he invented the question mark. Sometimes he would accuse chestnuts of being lazy. There's that whole thing about marrying a French girl with fucking feet.
Yeah, he married
my God.
a 16-year-old French girl with webbed toes or
With
something.
my feet named Chloe. Very well. Where do I begin? My father was a relentlessly self-improving boulangerie owner from Belgium with low-grade narcolepsy and a penchant for buggery. My mother was a 15-year-old French prostitute named Chloe with webbed feet. My father would womanize. He would drink. He would make outrageous claims like he invented the question mark. Sometimes he would accuse chestnuts of being lazy. This sort of general malaise that only the genius possess and the insane lament. My childhood was typical. Summers in Rangoon, luge lessons. In the spring, we would make meat helmets. When I was insolent, I was placed in a burlap bag and beaten with reeds. Pretty standard, really. At the age of 12, I received my first scribe. At the age of 14, a Zoroastrian named Vilma ritualistically shaped my testicles. There's nothing really like a shorn scrotum. It's breathtaking. I highly suggest you try it. I was so fucking high when I saw that movie in the theater, and I'd been laughing all along because it's great. And then that scene happened, and I was just like, "Fuck, man!" Summers in Rangoon.
Genius.
He and of course he had to follow through with that and go completely off the damn deep end.
Well, but the thing with Dr. Evil is based on Lorne Michaels.
Yeah.
He's just doing a Lorne Michaels impersonation for the whole movie.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Apparently, Lorne Michaels will just sit around and talk randomly about shit, and people just have to listen to him because he's the boss, you know?
Yeah, I remember when they fired Norm, and then Norm went on the Dave Letterman show, and they both sat there ripping Michaels.
Did you see when he brought him back to host?
Yeah, and he's like, they fired me for not being funny, but
Now,
apparently
at any other job, I'd have a hell of a lawsuit on my hands. But as this is a comedy show, well, you know, they had a good standing. Now, somehow a year and a half later, I went from being so not funny I couldn't be on the show to being so damn funny I'm hosting it. Which means either I'm really funny or, well, you'll see. Fuck. Oh, my God. I saw that live. Oh, it was so good.
He was the best.
Yeah.
I still love Dirty Work. I still will watch Dirty Work once a year.
Yeah.
It's such a good movie.
That's another one I have to see.
John Candy.
Oh my God! I've never seen so many dead hookers. Lord knows I have.
I got my nose spit off by a Saigon whore. It's like, what?
In the land of the skunk, the man with no nose is king. We'll watch it on Saturday night, Doc.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm putting together a list of films I have not seen that I still have not, even though I'm a big Sergio Leone fan, I've never actually seen Once Upon a Time in the West. I've seen all the
Really?
others.
Good one.
I've never had the 3 days to commit to watching a movie.
Okay. Yeah, it's a good one. And of course, you should watch Hellraiser, at least the first one.
Wait. What movie is that? Once Upon a Time in the West?
It's the one where Henry Fonda plays the bad guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
Charlie
Yeah,
Bronson shows up
Yeah.
playing a song on a harmonica, kills a bunch of people.
Yeah, there was a funny Henry Fonda interview when he's talking about how he gets cast in the movie, and he's like, I'd like to play. I've never played a villain. I like to play a villain. And he comes in, he's like discussing all these like hair like styles and things and beards that he's like wants to try out for the film. Sergio Leone is like, no. I want people to see you come on the film, do this evil thing, and think, holy shit, that's Henry Fonda, and he just shot a kid.
Which does, in
okay.
fact, happen within like the first 10 minutes of the movie.
I
He's all
don't
clean
watch-
shaven, looks like he should be the good guy, shows up, just wipes the family out. Like,
I don't think I was the one who told you to watch that, Bruce, because that's Michael York, Raquel Welch, Oliver Reed, Richard Chamberlain, Christopher Lee, and I don't think I've actually ever seen it.
That's a hell
Oh,
of a
that's a
cast.
really good one. That's a
That's
really
a good one.
I think I was telling you to watch the new ones they just made in France that are fucking amazing. With
I'd
Eva
love
Green
to
as,
see a French version of
as
it. Actually, I
Milady.
never have.
Dude,
I did not at all like, except for a couple lines which I thought were really funny. The one with like Kiefer Sutherland and Oliver
That was a
Platt.
good one.
It had its moments.
Yeah, the thing where he brings up the wine. He's like, "Porthos, we're in a chase." You're right. Something red. That tickled me. I thought that was really funny. And then he goes and gets the red wine. And they're
I
all,
like
Also
the
a big
one
fan
where
of-
John Malkovich is one of the Musketeers.
yeah,
No, that's
oh, that's
Man in the Iron Mask, which I was just about to
Yeah.
mention. That's one of my favorites. That's a really good one as well.
Jeremy Irons and Gabriel Byrne, and that's a really good adaptation.
Even Leonardo did well for his part.
He's not a bad actor. You know, I was inclined to really like him because the first movies I saw him were Basketball Diaries and What's Eating Gilbert Grape, and I thought he was awesome in both those. But then he insisted on becoming such a cunt
That's the word.
that I just couldn't deal with him anymore.
He
He's
is
actually
so
very
good.
talented, but he's the other one is Robert De Niro, who is one of the greatest actors of all time. I can't even watch him anymore.
One of the biggest
Same here.
stunts of all time, too.
Yeah, I to be honest, I can't really think of, except when he played Frankenstein, any movie that I actually liked of his. And the more I learned before Hollywood started showing his other side, anyways, I don't want to talk about that, but yeah, I can't say a good word about him, so I'm just going to stop.
I can say a good word about him. Yeah, he might suck and shit, but freaking Goodfellas is one of the best movies ever written, and he was in it.
Man,
And
Taxi
he was
Driver was
amazing
great.
in Goodfellas.
Never
Jimmy-
seen any of those movies.
Huh?
I don't watch mafia movies at all. Never had any interest whatsoever. Just
Just in case someone recognizes you and
yeah, no, that's
realizes the reason you're hiding in the desert in California is you're on witness protection or some shit.
not far.
He's like, yeah, I don't watch those movies. They make me nervous. Like somebody might recognize me or something. Come on, Shadow.
I'm old enough to
You've
be.
never seen it, so you're just gonna have to take my word for it. It's a good movie.
All right. So is Mage Gate over?
Mage Gate? No, it will never be over until people respect the mage, even at level 1. That's
Respect
right.
the Mage.
Like I said,
Proceed.
he speaks 5 languages. And he
I
can read and write
respect
them.
the mage at level 1 if he has sleep.
Well, he can
That's
have
the only
sleep.
way he's going to do
He starts
anything
with
useful.
He starts with
You have a really good salient point there, Doc. A friend of mine rolled up. Actually, I saw 2 people roll up first level mages with things like detect magic, ventriloquism, and detect magic. Okay.
You need to stop playing shitty games, Shadow. They're making.
Well, that was kind of the point I was trying to make. Is because AD&D and BX came out a long fucking time ago, and every game that's come out since then has tried to, improve. I'm personally more a fan of like a spell point system. Spell costs this much. You can pump up extra points into it if you've got them. Things like that. Which
Which is what I did when I wrote my game.
What I always did when I ran D&D is I used their system with the spells, but I used them as slots. It's like, okay, you've got 3 first level spells. It could be any 3. You can cast any 3 that you know.
But
yeah, because it's weird that it's really weird. A rule that nobody ever uses. Okay, you know how you're adventuring, your mage has blasted off all his spells, and he goes to sleep, wakes up, and he's got them back, right? Well,
no, he has study from his book.
yeah, which is 15 minutes per level of the spell, which means you could be waiting an entire day for that fucker to get all his spells because he happens to be 7th
But
level.
with the high level magic user, after like a full mission, it could be months of work, some
Right.
or days at a time.
And for the record, Arduin did spell points first, as far as I know. But speaking of which, did you ever read those
Check
PDFs?
your bingo cards. We've had Hyperborea. Now we've had Arduin. Let's go.
I did.
Really?
I did, Shadow. I did. And I thought, okay. I mean,
There's some great stuff in there. You can't deny it.
I'm
there's
denying
some
it.
interesting stuff in there, but getting back to MageGate, everything you complain about, Hyperborea fixes.
That was my point.
So
Hey, everything
then
you
I
complained
guess
about,
you were fighting then.
and everything you complained about, Shadow, 5th edition fixes too.
That was
Nah,
all my point. Was
I
that
don't know, maybe.
those old games, kind of sucked compared to what people really want and have done since.
Well, you're the one that went off on me for talking about max hit points at level 1 and frickin' using a attribute array.
Those are all things that came much later.
But I don't think they did.
And
There's
therefore,
six
forbidden.
ways to
Well,
generate
maybe
attributes
officially.
in
I
the
remember
first
from the
edition.
very go, we always did max hit points at level 1. I think everyone did that I know of.
I really didn't do that until
If
like
you open up your first edition DMG, there's 6 ways to generate attributes.
Paul, I want to know what you think of Bullets Over Broadway. I had no idea what I was getting into when I saw that movie in the 90s, and I just fucking love that movie. So I'm curious
Oh,
to see what
nice.
you think of it. I think it's a great Chaz. It's my favorite Chaz Palminteri film, though I do love A Bronx Tale. Bronx Tale's really good. I would much rather watch Bullets Over Broadway a lot of the time. just 'cause
That's
it's
another
so
movie
fun.
De Niro is decent in.
The Bullets
But
Over
what's his
Broadway.
name?
Bronx
yeah.
Tale.
Yeah, he's really good. He
Crafting
doesn't
Gamer
play the
was
mobster.
in here, and we were talking about it all too, and yeah, he it's like the thing is, I guess my whole point was, and maybe I misunderstood stuff when I was watching you and Omenau, but it just seemed like you were missing the point that mages are more than just the spells. There's so many things a mage can do.
can do, but not it's not guaranteed to be as useful as the things we all would like them to be able to do more regularly.
What, spells?
That's right, sports fans. We're back again. It's MageGate 26. Omenau, unfortunately unable to participate due to a brain hemorrhage that was caused to him in his match against Shadow. But stepping up to fill in for him here in the semifinals, we've got James, DM James, in fact. That sounds like it's got some credibility. How do you think about this is going to go tonight, Doc?
Well, I think DM James and Shadow are probably going to get into a fist fight at some point. There's some distance between them, but I'm sure.
It could happen. Shadow is in California, where fist fighting is, of course, illegal, and James is in Florida, where fist fighting involves guns. So this could go anyway.
I was going to say where it's mandatory. Hey, real quick. Let's give a moment to appreciate our good friend Omenau. He is one of the freaking neatest guys I've met in a long time.
Neatest?
Neat, yeah, he's a neat
Neatest?
guy. He's a neat.
How
he's
is
a
shit back in 1954, buddy? Is he the
I don't wanna,
bee's
you
knees?
I-
Is he the most? Oh, Omenau's the most. Like, what the
neat
fuck?
guy. I'm gonna
Neatest?
stick with that. I
Oh,
think
See, when I
my
hear
God.
somebody say someone is neat, I think, you walk into their house.
Everything's where it belongs.
that I am
Shit all
certain
over
that
the
is in
place.
fact a facet of Omenau's character. He is a really, really knowledgeable, nice guy. If he had a channel, I'd watch it for a little while because it would really never end. Because as he himself is fond of saying, he doesn't know when to shut up. But you can guarantee most of what he says is.
I think I'm
Is
pretty
it-
sure that's why he never comes on channel with me, because I never shut up either.
Well, try playing a game with him.
Misty.
I'm
Misty
in
hour.
3 or 4 games a week with him, and it's worth every minute of it. Most people.
So he is the bee's knees and the most in need. You two are kind of dating. Is he going to give you his letter ring yet?
No, but I did get a promise ring.
Are you guys going to go up to Makeout Point at some point?
Fucking it.
I just want you to know, Shadow, that I have nothing to do with anything that's going on right now.
I don't have you to know. I'm trying to get you guys off the
What are
Mage
you
Gate because
doing?
you've reached détente, and if we could maintain détente, we can have a Mage Gate Cold War.
détente. We
Chewie,
were
what are
just
you
talking
doing?
about our opinions on mages.
Yes, but you're not mad or angry. That's détente. So therefore, we
well,
can now
you know, I can
let
fix
it
that.
go.
Come on, say hi to everybody. Come on, say hi to everybody.
Like I could totally fix
Look,
that.
Misty,
Look
it's
at
a
that
dog.
Look at that
Look,
guy.
it's a dog, Misty.
Look, it's a cat.
dog.
Look, it's a cat.
Look.
Yes, you are the
Turn your
best.
head, you fucking bitch. Turn your head, bitch.
Believe me, my rage is
Believe-
very, very close to the surface. I do my best to keep it undercover.
Are you the best?
Okay, he saw the dog.
and ran.
He's like,
Oh,
ah!
shit.
I've got 4 new puncture wounds. Thank you.
Had nothing to do with that.
Yeah, like I said, the only movie I watched yesterday was Event Horizon for like the 100th time. I'm really, really, really curious to know what is on the other side of the black portal.
I'm not.
Bayonne, New Jersey.
But the guy who went through the black portal, he came back all effed up and tried to kill himself. So,
See?
you know,
Bayonne,
but
New
I'm pretty
Jersey.
sure I could be okay with it. I'm pretty sure I'd be okay, though.
I'm sure
I've got much stronger willpower than that.
Yeah, bullshit. You're fucking Sam Neill in that film.
No, you're saying.
In
No.
what movie?
Event Horizon.
According
That's right,
to
fine.
our meme meister,
The-
you're the one running around the woods with no
Yeah,
eyes.
I know. But we all know you'd be the one who'd be carving arcane symbols in your flesh with no eyes, going, "She won't let you leave." The point is, my favorite thing about Event Horizon, I love that movie top to bottom, even the shitty CGI. I love that fucking movie. Is after they watch the decoded video, there's dead silence, and then Lawrence Fishburne goes, "All right, we're leaving."
I love that. That is my favorite part of The Taking of Deborah Logan. When the cameraman shit starts getting weird, and the cameraman's like, "I'm leaving," and they're like, "You can't leave." Blah blah blah. He gets in the van, is like, gone. You never see him again. He just fucking left. James,
is
read
it,
the Horizon comic. Really?
Yeah, it's not that really good. Maybe I read the first issue and I was like, meh. But
Well,
maybe
maybe
are you
if
saying
I-
it's got to keep going? Because the first issue, is this too fucking tropish for me to be drinking this right now?
I don't think
That's good
so. I
stuff.
love
What are you talking
ginger ale.
I know it's great stuff, but I'm saying, is it wrong that I'm drinking Canada Dry?
No.
It's wrong that you don't.
But
have
you are drunk.
I don't what?
have
you are
Seagrams
drunk.
in it,
Well, I don't drink, asshole.
or maybe 7 and 7. Come on.
No, I do a Ryan Ginger over a 7 and 7 any day of the week.
What do you think of Verner's?
Of what?
Burners is sweet.
Don't have it in Canada, so I don't know.
Okay.
It's ginger ale.
We have
white-
Canada Dry and we have Schweppes.
Oh, Schweppes is good too. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Schweppes is really good.
Verner's is interesting because it's actually got a dwarf on the label, but it's a sweeter ginger ale.
Very.
Oh, I made a decision, James.
You
I'm
do that all
not-
the time.
Yeah, I made a decision about Final Edge. I'm going to just put in the adjusted rules for 5e and not make it a 500-page book in the end.
I have made a decision that I'm probably going to buy it whenever you get done. So
Thank you, sir.
you just do what you're doing, and I'll
Well,
just,
I think I'm going to do a crowdfunding for it just to make money. Just get pre-sales and get money
Right.
up front, because I really don't trust sales anymore, because I've sold fucking nothing. You know what I mean?
you've
Like,
been
I've sold
hurt
less-
before.
I've been touched the wrong way.
Hey,
But I'm only going to do PDF on the drive-through. I'm not going to be doing any.
as
fucking
long as
thing.
nobody actually changed you to
Or on
a-
the Kickstarter.
as long as you didn't
Really?
get chained to a radiator and graped in the face.
So one of the big problems with Heroic right now is that I need to raise around $5,000 to $6,000 just to cover off the print-on-demand coupons.
Oof.
Never mind the $5,000 I need to finish the art and layout, which thankfully the guy doing the layout is
So,
not pay right now.
Are you still looking at a $5 per book profit margin?
For print on demand?
Yeah.
5 to 8.
So
basically,
1,000 copies.
the standard color print will be about $30. The premium hardcover print will be about 50.
So
US.
love.
very close to 1,000 copies you need to sell.
No, I need to sell PDFs at $10 a piece on the Kickstarter.
Yeah. We went
And I'm
to
not
a
expecting to,
wedding,
and
the
I'm not
wedding
expecting to
was
pay
out
for it. I'm
weekend.
expecting to just generate money to help pay for it.
No, somebody on RPG Pub made a comment to me. I'm actually curious what you guys think about it. They told me I'm selling my books for too cheap on both drive-through and on
I've been told that
Amazon
too.
because they said people think it's like low quality if you're not asking for like a certain amount of money. What do you guys think of that?
I'm
Yeah,
starting to
is-
believe them based on the shitty sales I'm getting on Amazon Valorous.
I can understand that someone might think that way, like, oh, if he's on, like, basically, maybe they're thinking in their brain, well, if you only value it at that amount of money, why should
That's
I?
exactly what it is. No, that's
Um,
actually a part of marketing.
Yeah.
Here's a
example,
thought.
You're better off to say $4.99 than you are to say $5. It has a psychological effect on people. It's really weird.
Here's something you might want to try.
I'm not doing ayahuasca, you crazy hippie.
No, this is for Doc, and I'm sure he would. But
Well,
that's not-
I've done ayahuasca.
Doc, you might want to try in your advertising, letting people know that you are underpricing the book on purpose
Another thought.
as a bonus, value kind of thing, and that after a certain point, you are going to raise the price of the book, get that FOMO going on as well.
So for a
and then-
limited time.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
That's fair.
Yeah,
Here's the
That's
other option, guys. Now, this would be difficult for both of you, not Shadow,
Okay.
but you two. You could journey to Mount Shasta, contact the lizard people, and ask them to help you out. They probably will charge you your soul,
I
but
can get you a discount though.
I have a
But-
lien on my soul. Do you think is that going to be a problem? You think?
probably not.
And
My
you know
soul,
what?
and that is a good thing. If
my
you're in
soul is no
Shadow,
longer in mint
you're
condition.
I was just actually looking at property within spitting distance of Mount Shasta,
See,
and I was
You're
sitting-
trying to get out of California.
well. I've
Well, Mount
flipped
Shasta
flipped properties
may
before,
not be actually
so
in California.
But that said, if you were to open up a gaming store near Mount Shasta, you could call it like the Vortex or something fun like that.
I was kind of thinking of for the time that I do have it, because there's some buildings on it, doing just that, like the super secret gaming club, within.
Ooh, you could call it the Shadowlands. Ooh.
Unfortunately, I think that name was actually copywritten a while back for some property
it wasn't.
management
No,
companies.
It has to be copywritten for that specific thing you're doing. So if you're doing a store called the Shadowlands, it doesn't matter if some asshole made a thing called the Shadowlands.
Well,
Right.
Plus,
Now,
let's
I
do it
believe the
really
Gay
fast.
Vampire Club is almost certainly taken in California.
Yeah.
we have no.
I think
And
no,
Orlando.
All right. So if
and
we go look
every
up
other place.
Shadowlands as a disembogation or whatever. Let's see. We got 2 movies named Shadowlands.
You could get yourself a little goldfish and just set it on a counter with like a tinfoil hat on top of its tank.
Okay, we've got Shadowlands, a nonfiction book. Shadowlands: Fear and Freedom at the Oregon Standoff. The Shadowlands, a children's fantasy novel. Shadowlands: A True Story of C.S. Lewis and Joy Davidman. Shadowlands, 1985. Shadowlands, a play. Shadowlands, a 1993 film. Shadowlands: Bluey, an episode of the first season of the animated series Bluey. Games, we've got Shadowlands video game. Shadowlands, the second expansion pack for the MMORPG Anarchy Online. World of Warcraft Shadowlands, a 2020 expansion. Shadowlands, South of Rakugan and the Legend of Five Rings. Shadowlands, a setting within the Eternal video game. Shadowlands is a song or a band, Glass and Hammer album. Shadowlands, Klaus Sushi album. The Shadowlands, a song by Ryan Adams, and finally Shadowlands, an album by Sheila Walsh, and soon to be an awesome fucking game store near Mount Shasta.
Yeah, the Shadowlands.
I was actually referring to a
here,
property management or a conglomeration of properties, not anything to do with that kind of genre stuff.
Yeah, like when the kami fell from heaven, Fu Ling fell outside of Ryukyugen and landed so hard on the earth that he punctured through reality into Jingoku, which is hell. And then since Oni started climbing out of the hole he punched in reality, that whole area become the Shadowlands. And it was overrunning the empire except for the Crab Clan, specifically House Caillou built the giant Caillou wall that separates the empire from the Shadowlands. Yeah, you didn't want to know that, but now you do.
I'm 100% certain. What were you saying?
It's L5. It's L5.
Some commie fell from the heavens. That's all I knew.
Not commie like
Helicopter
communist,
ride.
but K-A-M-I, which is Japanese for like a god.
Yes, we know.
Did you
fucking
know?
with you.
You
Yes.
might have. I don't know. This guy's getting his orders from the serpent people, and I don't know what this guy's up to.
He gets his from the chicken gods.
That
Right,
makes
Paul?
me-
Yeah.
You know, there's a miniature you can buy, and it's like a large miniature of a goose, but it has like 8 heads.
Duck, duck, goose.
So it's a hydra.
That was an
but it's a
incredible
goose.
transition, wasn't it, Doc?
I am still confused.
Welcome
Okay.
to my world.
Basically, what happened is I got tired of insinuating that Shadow is part of some creepy intraterrestrial organization that rules everything because they're serpent people. So then I moved
now
on
insist
to
upon it.
this miniature where it's a hydra, but it's a goose. And that makes it hilarious because of the meme peace was never an option. It's got the goose with a knife chasing people. Right? So imagine how your players would feel if you're playing Burrows and Borderlands and they're wandering through the woods and they hear loud honking. And they're like, what the fuck is that? And then you drop this giant Hydra goose on them. And you're like, it is an 8-headed gigantic goose. And we all know the Cobra chicken, there's no dealing with that guy.
First of all, as a Canadian, shut the fuck up. You just scared me.
Exactly.
And no. I'm going to do something for you guys. Next time I'm out with my buddy driving around, we always pass by this soccer pitch, and I will take a picture of the 500 to 1,000 Canada geese that gather there every fucking day and just hang out in the spring. And I will show it to you, and you will understand the terror that we have to live through in this fucking country.
I mean, they really are the ones who run Canada for real.
The geese.
I
They're
mean,
the most
when you
vicious,
get behind all the bullshit, it's really those
foul-tempered pieces of shit you will ever encounter.
Gooses.
Oh, and when they go to
Geeses.
bite you, they aim for the crotch area.
They are
And,
pieces
and
of
when they
shit.
bite, they have a tendency to bite and then twist and pull.
They should be exterminated.
I 2 words that are running through my head, and I know a guy, so I can help you out. Those 2 words are flamethrower.
Not allowed in Canada.
Yep. You better not be fucking with those Canadian geese.
Oh no, we're allowed to kill them now.
Oh, well, good for you.
Again,
I owned African gray geese on the farm. And if they kind of like you, then maybe as long as you keep as long as you're looking at them, they'll kind of look at you. Turn your back on them son of a bitches, and it's on. You know what I mean? And if they don't know you, say you're a visitor just coming in to say hi, fucking it is on as soon as you get out of the car. They're waiting. And they're big, Shadow. I don't know if you've ever seen like a big full-grown goose.
They're not
That is no
small.
fucking joke. It's as big as a dog. And they got teeth. They're not really teeth, but when they open their mouth, there's serrated things on the inside there, like a shark, and they have no fear. Like when my dad would visit, he'd get out the car, and the first thing he'd have to do is boot one of those geese, and it'd hit the ground wherever it landed. And it wasn't like, maybe I won't go back over there. It was like, I'm going to get you, motherfucker. Geese are just awful. Just awful.
Why is your restream so mean to me?
Because you're in
Because
Florida.
you're bald.
Hey, that's not nice.
You know, guys, I used to be bald for like 6 months, and then I grew hair. I mean, I can't compete with Shadow, but
You know what? Hang on. Let me get some.
For all we know,
balls
Shadow
sweat in this
could be
one.
wearing-
Hang on. There we go. All right. There you go. There's some ball sweat on that one for you.
Ew.
Well,
Wow.
you get it, eh?
Don
Horseman's
Lemon,
Paradise.
Damn.
Shadow could be wearing a weave, though.
Ooh.
And also, Shadow, I'm still looking up that magic chant that will reveal you as the serpent person. I know you are. That's right.
Arduin Shasta.
You know what? When you said that, I started thinking about Mr. Brightside, except Arduin, a game nobody knows. And here I am. You know, it's like just-
will soon rue the day.
But it's Hyperborea, a game you won't shut up about.
because it's good. Everything Shadow hates about every version of D&D, Hyperborea fixes. But
Sorry,
no
I
one
was-
cares what you think about D&D. You've already well established what you think about.
Hey, I'm in a fucking positive D&D place right now. Don't fucking shit on me.
He was actually doing some fantasy RPG live streams last week, right?
Yeah, I heard he did.
That was a really good
apparently
show.
A really great live stream just the other day, but I was too busy having a stroke watching you and Omen argue about fucking mages. I almost joined the live stream. I got so fired up. I'm just like, what in the fuck is this? I'm going, but instead I went to bed. But then I woke up and I made the videos and I went to bed and I woke up and I'm like, what in the fuck? It seemed to me like you were just pissed off and just didn't want to hear it.
No, I stand by everything I said. I still believe what I said.
Yeah, but only for D&D, man. If you're playing a good game, all of that shit you hate isn't there.
You know, I'm currently like working for several companies right now, right? And
Yeah, but I don't think any of them make Hyperborea.
no, they make better games.
So, like I said, if you work for if you're playing a good version of D&D,
Gentlemen, no fighting. This
like
is the
where a
war.
mage can cast two
I'm
spells.
gonna have to leave in
with
just a
that
minute. So,
first level,
like I said, I
and
stand by
then
everything I said.
can use all kinds of different weapons, and of course, don't forget mage armor, which gives you armor equivalent to scale mail. That's nice. Lasts for 8
Doc.
hours.
Doc,
James
I'm
is
really
in the
sorry.
zone.
German version, Hyperborea. Oh, shut up, Swamp German. You don't know what's good. You run around in wooden shoes.
Hyperborea. Oh, du hast.
Do
Du hast nicht.
With that, gentlemen, I have to make my
I
leave. I have
do
a
have
shit ton of stuff to do.
Hyperborea.
Bye, Shadow.
Later,
I'll see you
Shadow.
guys in the funny
What?
papers.
You can't leave?
I literally have to.
He's been telling you for half an hour, dude.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there's this
Well, I'm a
amazing
Southerner. It
thing
takes
called.
half an hour to say bye anyway. We'll
Peace,
follow
gentlemen.
you to your damn car
Later.
when you're trying to leave.
Yeah, active listening is not a skill James possesses, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, we'll be like standing, leaned into the car, still saying goodbye, while you're like sitting there trying to put it in reverse.
That's all I heard.
No ceasefire. Yeah, Mage Gate.
No peace.
I mean, I guess you could say Shadow's right if you're playing a shitty version of D&D.
Well, I think this is. Oh, pardon
Are
me.
we? Are
The
we
problem-
about done?
Has it been about
I-
long enough?
No, I'm just yawning because I'm yawning. I think this is one of my problems with D&D is there are much better versions, modernizations, and
I gotta take
improvements
this
on
one.
D&D that have come over the years that make it a superior
Hello?
game. And the OSR crowd are just like, nope, fuck you. It's all old school, down the line, death saves, save or die. And it's like, okay, well, you know what? You and your He-Man Woman Haters Club go have fun. And the rest of us are going to play what the fuck we want and
The
not judge
He-Man
you.
Woman Haters Club, hiding out in a pillow fort.
Yep, exactly. Playing D&D. Then you fight a Demogorgon.
Mm. I mean, Hyperborea is supposedly a OSR.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Okay.
I mean, you know, whatever, right? And I got some figures that I've painted lately that are pretty fucking cool. Pretty happy about it.
Oh my god.
What?
Now I yawned again.
Hungar,
the link.
the Starvarian.
He's
Oh my-
Hungar, the Starvarian king.
Hungar, the Starvarian king of Somaliland. Or Ethiopia.
Lank, 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 lank.
I'm a huge fan of this Conan model. He came out really good.
Yeah, but couldn't you have invested in a black wig for him or some hair dye? I mean, come on.
Oh, I painted his hair black.
I know.
And also I made him tanner because, you know, he was very tan and weathered. And he's got his scars on. And the face looks just like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
What's up, noobs?
Hey.
What are you doing?
Just woke up.
Okay.
I was visiting my home away from home from
Oh, the hospital.
till about 2 to 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Why were you at the hospital, you loser?
My potassium dropped really low.
You had to have a top off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
know,
you don't want that potassium dropping too low because it
It
will
makes your
make
blood
your heart
pressure-
not work anymore.
yeah, it makes your blood pressure drop really low.
Well, no, your blood pressure drops really low because you don't have enough water in the pipes. Low potassium wouldn't affect your blood pressure so much.
The dehydration and the electrolytes do, though.
Yeah, you do need electrolytes, obviously. But
They had
what
about
happens is your potassium gets low, and then all of your arteries and veins open up full bore, which causes your blood pressure to lower because if your pipes are really big, but you've still got the same amount of fluid in them,
they don't
or your
run.
pipes are that big and you've got so much fluid in them, then you're going to have high pressure. But if they are big pipes, but the same fluid, the pressure drops, right?
Yeah.
And that's the issue. I mean, the human circulatory system works exactly like a pump and plumbing.
Well, they had what Hungars crave.
And the problem, though, is your heart, which is the only muscle in your whole body that generates its own electronic charge. If you don't have enough sodium and potassium to cross the cellular wall to generate the electricity, your heart just says, I'm not going to work anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you get this arrhythmia first, but then, you know, then you die.
But as soon as I woke up, I used the bathroom and I was like, I'm going to see my brother's still streaming so I can come on and say hi to him. You know
Are you
what?
still at the hospital?
No, I'm home now. See, check this out.
Oh, okay. Oh, look at you.
It's because I love my brother. It's funny. Somebody talks smack about my brother. I'm like, he's the best brother in the world. I'm alone with my brother. I'm like, what up, you big dickhead? Why don't you just go? It's like, it's crazy. I will defend my brother until death.
No one beats my brother up but me. That's always been the rule.
Yeah, I will defend him until death. but I will call him a flaming homo too at the same time.
Yeah, well, I don't care. You just think you can get away with everything because you're mom's favorite.
Yep. I ain't even going to deny it. I know Mama loves me more than you. She told me so.
Yeah, I'm not going to deny it either because I know it too. And you know why? For the worst reasons ever. Well, he needs the more love because he's always kind of been a fuck.
Yeah, but you're still the father's favorite.
Well, yeah, I don't think he even counts you. But ain't that an effed up reason for one of your parents to like a sibling more than you? Because you're not a fuck up. It's like, you would think the fact that I wasn't a fuck up would make them love me more.
Wow.
But in fact, they love the fuck up more. It's like the prodigal son bullshit.
He just called me a fuck up in front of God and everybody.
Well, I mean, not now, but there was the time.
You think God didn't know that?
Yeah, God already knew. Yeah, God was well aware. He saw a lot of shit you did.
Well, I'm waiting.
I like you, Hungar.
I'm waiting till 9 o'clock.
What happens at 9 o'clock?
I pre-ordered a movie on Amazon Prime. Bought a pre-ordered movie.
What movie?
What movie?
Rental Family with Brandon Fraser, because Brandon Fraser.
Okay. I'm thinking I'll probably go lay down and watch In the Mouth of Madness here in a little bit.
Brandon Fraser.
It's been like a couple weeks at least, or maybe I'll watch Hellraiser.
Yeah, because that's a relaxing movie. They're talking about doing another mummy
Maybe
movie.
I'll watch Hellraiser 2. That one's really good, where the psychiatrist is trying to become a Cenobite.
Hellraiser 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Nah, it's pretty good, man. It's actually the only one. No, Hellraiser like part 10 is good too.
But
everything between 2 and 10 sucks.
There's something about every time there's a 2, I always say Electric Boogaloo when it's a movie because of Breaking 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Hungar 2, the Electric Boogaloo.
God, please, no, one's enough.
But so yeah, Mage Gate is over, Hungar. Not that you even knew it was a thing.
I knew it was a thing. I just didn't care about it.
That seems to be your modus operandi.
You know, since I stopped caring about a lot of shit, life is a lot better.
You heard it here first, folks.
Hey, Hungar, still waiting for your feedback on that document I gave you there, Hungar.
Yeah, it's a good document, bro.
That's your feedback?
It's a great document. I can't wait to buy it.
It's better than Cats.
I'm going to go see it again. The New York Times raves. I loved it. It was much better than Cats. I'm going to go see it again and again.
Cats 2, Electric Hairball Boogaloo.
What was the word they used in Cats that everybody was like freaking out about?
I would say it, but you asked me not to say it on your stream anymore.
No, it had something to do with the magic of the moon or something.
Midnight. What, sorry?
And they had like this name, you know, that they were all calling it like, you know, like it's very quizzical or whatever. They made a word up and they started using it, and boy, it was the worst.
You know, my favorite new term of this generation is doom scrolling.
It's easy to do, and then when you're done doom scrolling, you will absolutely be a hate-filled bastard. Yeah, I like it. It's like you start out looking at some normal thing, and the next thing you know, you're on some webpage joining fucking Stormfront. And
You're
it's
like,
like, calm the fuck down over here, you know?
you're like, the franchise is starting to make sense.
Yeah, you're like, you know, that Nick guy, he's got some pretty good ideas, actually, if you take a minute to listen.
Have you guys ever seen the site? It started out on Reddit. It's been chased all over the internet. They keep closing it down. It's called Stormfront or SJW, and it takes these articles like from like neo-Nazi like websites and articles from like, you know, Huffington Post and stuff, and it just blanks out who they're complaining about. You have
And
to
you have
guess
to
whether it
guess
was a
if it-
Nazi or a woke site.
Skinheads or woke. Because it's really hard to tell the difference most of the
It's one of
time.
my favorite
It's-
articles from
it-
the old days of the web. Was a page "Gay or Eurotrash," and it was this guy taking pictures of guys in Times Square, and then he put the picture up, and you had to guess gay or Eurotrash because he went and talked to them all. And then you get to this one, no matter what you pick, it goes, trick question. This is gay Eurotrash.
Again, I think the Stormfront headquarters used to be like an hour from here in Tampa or St. Pete. The guy who ran it was a lawyer or some shit.
Guys, I have to go. A huge problem just came
Yep.
up. Oh my god.
Well, remember, if you strain too much, it will cause you to pass out. So don't do that. That's why so many times firemen find people dead in the bathroom
Come on.
because they go in there and strain a lot and then they die. I'm painting King Cole of Volusia.
I'm thinking
I
about
ordered
making
the miniature of King Cole, so.
nice.
Well, I mean, because since we're playing absolutely one of the best OSRs ever, Hyperborea, and it's based on Robert E. Howard, I mean, so everything that Robert E. Howard did art-wise, well, actually more like Boris Vallejo and what's his name, should fit right into the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
Plus weird shit too. Like I've got this guy, and he's like, come on now. He was a Otherworld Miniatures like priest of Set. But in Hyperborea, Yig the serpent god in some places is called Set. And also in some places they call him a Pep.
Flynn says I'm looking like a retired boss Santa.
Yeah, yeah.
What about now?
Yeah. Keyboard warrior Mad Libs. Yeah, right. You slept through Mage Gate? Yeah, nothing happened. Me and Shadow are just reaffirmed that we're friends. And I told him if I said anything that was super offensive to him, I apologize. And then everybody accused me of channeling the spirit of Shauner, which I honestly don't see as necessarily a bad thing. But then again, I liked Shauner, so. Me and Shauner were tight for like 15 plus years before he passed. So now I will say he did block me like 100 times in that 15 or 20 years, but he always unblocked me. It was the weirdest shit. We had a crazy freaking friendship because
I just
he would
remember
block me, he would unblock me. I'd make fun of him over some shit. I'd get blocked. He'd unblock.
I just remember the time he called Justin a waste of space.
Yeah, because he was on my show and he's like, James, why do you let that guy on your show? He's a total waste of space. You don't know shit. He said the same thing about Connell too. Because, but it wasn't my show. It was Legion of Myth. And they were having a panel to talk about role-playing games. And it was pretty obvious that Connell don't actually know a lot about role-playing games. At least not back then. And Shauner's like, why do you have that guy on the panel? It's obvious he doesn't know shit. And everyone's just like, wow, okay. All right. Well, that was. And then the other thing is, if you talk to Shauner, he would look you up on YouTube. And if you didn't have a channel with some current videos on it, he immediately blocked you. And I'd be like, why do you do that? And he's like, I'm not interested in talking to somebody who doesn't even make videos. I'm like, okay. All right. Cool, I guess. I mean, you do you, man. I see it. It's like, look, you've been sitting here listening to this fucking hillbilly for hours. It's time for me and you to hang out. He's like, I'm a cat, and that means high maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
That's a pretty cat.
He is a pretty cat.
Do you ever wonder if, like, nights when you're asleep, it sneaks out and climbs to the roof of your building and jumps to the moon?
It can't.
You don't know that.
You're asleep.
It's an indoor cat.
But you're asleep. You don't know what he's doing while you're asleep.
Trust me, I've tested him. He can't open doors.
Yeah, he's a black cat, not an orange cat. Orange cats, you can't trust those little bastards.
See, here's the problem I have with that logic, right? Is he's pretending he can't open doors.
No. When I go to bed on a weeknight and I lock the two of them out of my bedroom so I can fucking sleep, he will spend an hour trying to open the door and failing miserably at it.
Yeah,
So-
I don't
so
know.
if you
Cats
think
are very
If
clever.
you think he's
doing
playing
all that for your
on,
benefit,
this is more about you than anything else, sir.
No, it'd be awesome if I was somehow able to like sneak into Bear's house and unlock the door and open it while he's asleep, just to let the cats in and then leave. And Bear would be like, "What the fuck?"
Let me explain to you how light a sleeper I am, Dungar. I am disturbingly light sleeper.
Yeah, but I'm like a fat ninja.
Yeah. No, Chris Farley ain't getting in my house, bitch.
yeah, Chris Farley, that's the ninja. That was good. That was fucking good. That was good.
Every day that just
I approve.
the Lord.
Oh, my grocery order's almost here. That's good news.
I'm thinking Brenner.
You're thinking what?
Brenner.
Printer?
Brenner. Breakfast for dinner.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I was
no,
like,
I
are you
got chicken wings coming?
fucking having a stroke or something over there?
Not lately.
Right. You know, it's like, but it could happen at any time. And then you could be like Timmy, and I just roll you out on like the show with me, and it'd be like,
I'd be like that guy in the wheelchair, be like, "This is bullshit."
no, like I'm thinking you'd be like really brain damaged.
Yeah, but you know that meme, right?
Yeah. So like every time I'd say something, I'd just look over at you and be like, right, and you'd go, Haas. And then I'd be like, see, Haas approved.
For our best handicapped student, the kid shows up with a limp and the dude in a wheelchair like, "This is bullshit."
Yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah. So apparently, according to something I saw in passing, because I don't watch the show and I didn't watch the video, Stranger Things ended terribly.
Not
And
according to
everyone
Shadow.
pissed.
Shadow loved it.
Well, according to like all the YouTube people, they're pretty pissed off about it.
Come on, Stranger Gate. You and Shadow, Stranger Gate. Come on,
I
come
don't
on.
care enough about Stranger Gate to fight with Shadow.
God damn it, man! Give me this one thing in life.
I don't know why they had to make it gay.
Oh,
Here-
because they
and-
knew you were watching.
I
Yeah,
know.
they were trying to appeal to their fan base.
You're trying to appeal to the Hungar demographic.
I didn't watch this stupid shit.
That's
Too
why they were
late.
trying to appeal to you.
Already outed yourself, motherfucker. You can't take it back.
No, I just saw all the reels on Instagram.
Yeah, right. The good news is, though, that I'm relatively certain that our mom and dad would accept you. I mean, they think what you're doing sinful, but they wouldn't run you off or treat you bad. Because you know, mom and dad are pretty awesome like that. You know.
Let it go, man. Just let it go. Don't engage. He's trying to get you to engage.
He knows I'm right though. That's the
Just let
thing.
it go. Just let it go. Don't reply.
1, 2, 3.
Come on,
What?
you know I'm right. If you were like, "Hey, mom, it turns out I like dick," mom would be like, "Really? All right. You know that's sin, right?" And you'd be like, "Yeah." And she'd be like, "Okay. I still love you. You can still come to Christmas."
But you can't bring your midget tranny boyfriend.
No, you probably even could do that because I know when my niece was being a lesbian, we let her bring her girlfriend around. And then she met some German Amish guy, Dutch, Pennsylvania Dutch guy, and they got married and had like 2 kids. They're like living out in the middle of the woods with guns and building their own house out of like logs and shit. And he's like, "My name is Michael," except I saw how he spelled his name, and I'm like, "There's no way that's Michael." You know, that's Mickle. There's no H in it. It's just Mickle. That's not Michael. But he is a really, really nice guy. And I don't know what it is about Pennsylvania Dutch Amish guys that could turn a woman who'd been a lesbian for like, I don't know, 7, 8 years straight. But whatever it is, he had that juice. You know what I'm saying?
Unlike my brother who can turn a straight woman gay.
You know that's not true. You were at that party where that lesbian Amy was throwing it at me so hard, and she was married.
I
So
dropped
that's
that
crazy,
lesbian
bro.
that one time.
What?
When I dropped the lesbian at Gulf Force,
Yeah, I remember that.
she's
That's
sitting
funny.
on my lap.
The funniest is when our buddy BRC was being led around by a leash by this Trimarian land well.
Oh
and
man,
we
she was
grabbed
a
him and pulled
dud.
him over, and we're like, "Bro, I know you're drunk, but really, that woman's like 500 pounds." He's like, "Shut up. Don't talk bad about whatever."
Ariana's the most beautiful
Ariana's the
girl
most
in the
beautiful
world.
woman in the world. And we're like, "Oh my God, dude." I mean, she is as wide as she is tall, bro. Come on. That chick was built like a freaking refrigerator. But, you know, shit happens at Gulf Wars when you're in the SCA. Especially when some guy comes up to you and he's like, "So, your house?" And I'm like, "Yes." He's like, if I give you a gallon of vodka, will you fight for me in the battle tomorrow? And I'm like, "Yes." And then he has his page or whatever deliver a gallon of vodka. And I'm like, "Okay, boys, here's what's going on. Tomorrow we're lining up next to the Baron of Blackwater." Why? Because he gave us all this vodka. We're going,
Yeah.
we may be not worth a shit tomorrow when we come rolling out of our bunks, stinking like vodka and barely able to see. But hey, you know, a deal's a deal, right? He probably should have kept the vodka until after the fighting, or maybe just gave us half and then kept the other half. Because, woo! Oh my God, man! When you're sweating and it smells just like freaking Stoli, and you're just like, "Oh God, I need to get some water in my alcohol system because this is fucked up and it's hot, and I'm wearing 80 pounds of armor." You know, and a full German style Spangen helm, and
Good times.
my own breath is making me want to throw up. You know,
Good times.
yeah, actually, good times, man. Good times. We'll remember that until we die, and then after.
I'm going to go make dinner.
Yeah, I think we're all thinking that way.
Bear's waiting on wings.
Ooh, I'm so jealous of him. Jealous. I mean,
Every
not
dog
the
has
hair,
his
but
day.
of the wings.
I'm jealous of
Oh.
you, brother.
Because I have all this hair, I know.
No, because I like you. I will never know what it's like to have the coolest brother on the planet.
You won't. Fortunately, I do. Steve is great.
you bastard.
You'll never know what it's like having the coolest pops on the planet. Yeah.
Out to dinner with my
I'll
son.
bring that up forever.
Out to dinner with my son and Hoss.
Yeah, we were out to dinner with my pops, and he literally said that. He said, I'm so happy to be out to dinner with my son and Haas. And I was just like,
I'm sitting there like,
ooh. Oh, man.
I was like,
Burn.
man.
And then he's like, no, that's not what I meant. It's like, too late.
I was like,
Too late.
damn.
He said it. Anywho. Might as
Yeah,
well
I thought
get
that-
looks like a one on the screen.
I thought that to everybody at my dad's church, and they always give him a hard time. But I was like, how's your son and Hoss doing?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you can't get ridiculed and made fun of at church, why do you even go?
Exactly.
I mean, that's a hillbilly thing. We only fuck with you if we like you. If we don't like you, we just don't talk to you at all.
Well, in that case, then, James, allow me to say, I love you too.
We do love you, Bear.
You shut up, you dirty, filthy mall Santa. I
Mall
don't want
Santa,
no goddamn Florida dumpster goblin love. What's wrong with you?
He was found behind a dumpster in Orlando, and it was in the dark side of town too.
Can you feel the love tonight?
And on his birthday, I sent him a card saying, "Happy 15 years since we found you behind a dumpster."
Wow.
Oh yeah, my
Wow.
mom always yells at me not to tell him that,
It's kind of mean.
but I still tell him that, even though we've had DNA testing and we are actually
See,
related.
I'm adopted, and one of my sisters tried that shit on me when I was like 12 or something. And, you're adopted. No, yeah, that means they wanted me. You were just a fucking
Yeah,
accident.
they chose me.
but I added in, you were just an accident. She
Oh
was
my
like
God.
so mad. I tell his mom. Tell her, I don't care. Fuck.
Nice.
That is brutality.
Well, when you grow up with four sisters, you kind of have to be. See,
I
here's the
bet.
problem.
Should've,
My
man.
sisters, my sisters tormented me because I was the youngest. And all my parents would say is, just be careful. One day he's going to be bigger than you. And I was like, oh, yeah, one day I'm going to be bigger than you. And then one day I was bigger than them. And they went, don't hit girls. And I went, but I've been living for this moment. What are you
Yeah,
talking
like-
about?
You promised me.
So I guess
He
it
was
then became
promised-
psychological warfare after that.
He was promised it 3,000 years ago.
The stars have aligned. The prophecy is nigh. No, can't do it.
No, can't do that.
Fuck you too.
At least they chose me. You were an accident. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I was like,
Well,
But that's
because and it was
comeback.
kind of true. Because
It
my
is
mother only wanted
100% true. That's what
my
makes
mother.
it so
It gets
good.
better. Hang on, it gets better. My mother only wanted a boy. She wanted a son. So every time they
Ah.
tried, they wound up with a girl. So they adopted me to make sure it was, we got a boy this time. So clearly, they didn't want the other three, the other four. Sorry, they didn't want them. Didn't want them at all.
Young
I
Nancy
am the
Gregory
chosen
made me
one.
proud today.
uh,
Somebody was talking smack to him
yeah.
on a game, and I heard him say, heard the kids like, where you live at? And I heard Greg say it just perfectly, at your mama's house.
I saw a meme someone made on like YouTube. Did I share it with you?
Yeah.
The kids playing like the game, and the mom's like, "Come out and meet my new boyfriend." And the kid's like, "I will in a minute, mom." And then you see the guy walk around. He's like, "Hey," and the guy's like, "Hey." He's like, "So how you doing, or mom effer 43?" And the kid's like, "I haven't used that handle in many, many years." He's like, "Yeah, do you remember when someone said they were gonna fuck your mom?" And the guy's just looking terrified, and the grown man's like, catch you later, mom fucker. It's like, oh my God. Like that Xbox
Hilarious.
Live shit got real quick.
Yep.
I mean, because this dude apparently was so pissed off about what that kid said that he literally found the kid's mom and started dating her. Oh God. The memes.
All right, brother. Fair.
Yeah, I
Just
think it's
another
time for all of us
manic
to go do other
Monday.
things.
Okay, if you insist.
As they say in France.
Inshallah.
Yeah, why you gotta do that, man?
Have you met him?
It's my happy place.
As they say in Florida, I'm out to lunch with my son and Haas.
No, my favorite is watching people get pepper sprayed on Instagram.
Oh, I like the meme they made where they pepper sprayed the one dude with the orange powder pepper spray. And they put the ice agent's head, but they put Chester Cheetah on it. It's like the cheesiest. And the one guy's just covered in orange. It's like the cheesiest. It's like, that's pretty funny. But anyway, guys, I'll catch you later.
Good night,
It's been a good
everybody. Have
Monday.
a great day.
Yes.
Bye.